Okay, folks, we are back. Episode 27 of Street to Strategy. Going fast. Last episode was awesome. I can't wait till this episode comes out. You guys are going to love it. Also, let's make sure we go on to Amazon, pick up a copy of my book, Welcome to the Show That Never Ends. It's a good read. My second book will be out in June. Also, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's keep this pod going. Let's give my guest an introduction. Some stories begin with promise. Others begin with mistakes. And some, the rare ones, begin in chaos and fight their way toward purpose. Today's guest carries a story that is not easy to tell, but it is one worth hearing. He was born and raised in the Central Valley, growing up in the small communities of Porterville and Terra Bella, California. His early years were marked by poor choices and hard lessons. He attended Porterville High School, but struggled academically, eventually being removed for failing grades. A second chance at Citrus High School ended the same way. After he was expelled for possession of marijuana, a moment that would foreshadow a path that soon spiraled far beyond teenage trouble. In 2002, he was arrested for conspiracy for transporting 15 pounds of methamphetamine across state lines, headed to Missouri. What followed was not a short setback, but a life-altering sentence. While his co-defendant served 7.5 years before being deported, he was sentenced to 14 years in federal prison. His time behind bars began at Lompoc, where violence, survival, and the harsh realities of prison life became part of his daily existence. After a riot and disciplinary trouble, he was transferred to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, one of the most dangerous federal penitentiaries in the country. He entered prison without gang affiliation, but inside those walls, survival often demands choices that change a person forever. He became affiliated with the Norteño prison culture and was involved in a violent conflict that could have easily ended his life or someone else's. But this is not only a story about crime, prison, or the past. It is a story about what happens after. After serving 14 years, he walked out of prison with a decision to make, continue the cycle, or build something different. He chose to rebuild. Today, he spent the last several years working in real estate, starting with downtown realty and now with Land for You. He is a father to a 6-year-old daughter who gives his life a new sense of purpose. He spends his free time in the gym, focused on discipline, health, and staying on the right path. His journey is raw, it is complicated, and it is real. From a small-town troublemaker to a federal inmate to a man trying to create a future he never thought he would have. Today, we sit down with him to talk about choices, consequences, survival, redemption, and what it truly means to start over when the world thinks your story is already finished. This is Diego Santiesteban. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Good to be here.
Dude, that's a lot to get out, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
What was life like growing up in Porterville and Terra Bella?
When as me growing up, I was a troublemaker. I was a troublemaker in Terra Bella, in school. Back then, of course, there wasn't social media.
Yeah, different times.
It was a different time. There wasn't all this, what you see now, this chaos. Yeah. So there it was, growing up, I would go to a friend's house, play. Back then was Nintendo, Super Nintendo, But as I was growing up, I was making poor choices, as a kid.
Well, Terra Bella is so small, too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Both of my grandmothers lived in Pixley. Okay.
Okay.
So, I didn't spend a lot of time in Terra Bella, but I've been there. And then, obviously, when I was with the gang unit, we used to have to go out to Terra Bella. It almost seems like it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
It kind of feels like that. You know what I mean?
At a blink of an eye, you'll miss the town.
Yeah. No, big time.
Yeah.
All right. How would you describe your childhood? Was it stable, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I want to say in between.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say in between.
What type of work were your parents doing?
My father, he would work for Bill and Secker, fix loaders.
Okay.
His boss, Bill Hunsaker, rest in peace. He was in the granite business.
Okay.
So yeah, he was a very successful person. So he worked for him.
Got it.
My mom worked at a nursery. You know, nurseries no longer exist no more. They went bankrupt. But yeah, that's what she would do. My parents.
Are mom and dad still alive?
Yeah, they're still alive.
Okay. Are they still in Terra Bella?
My mom's in Colorado.
Okay.
My sister. My dad is in Terra Bella.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Who had the biggest influence on you when you were young?
As far as my parents goes, or just
anybody, teacher, friends, parents.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was the drug dealers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I could see that.
It was the drug dealers.
Yeah, you know what's weird about those little towns? There's always somebody out there slinging dope.
Yeah.
You know, because you got to figure, Pixley, Terra Bella, those little towns, poverty is very rampant in those communities. And so, you know this, man, if people could get a shortcut to success, they're going to jump on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when did you first started getting in trouble? Do you remember how old you were when that very first started?
I want to say third grade.
Really?
Third grade. But I was really before, in second grade, I was already doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing, you know? So I would wait for the teacher to leave, the whole classmates, and I would stay behind. And, once the teacher and everybody would leave, the class all to myself, so I would go behind the teacher's desk, go on the desk, and just take all her quarters, head to the town, to the local store and play video games, you know. And of course, when you look back at it, you know, I do regret it.
Yeah, you know what, man?
I have a lot of regrets.
I mean, our story is obviously different, but same in some ways. Man, I used to fight a lot when I was like third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. Because, man, I had red hair and freckles, man, so I didn't look like everybody, man. And if you started making fun of me, OJ was probably going to end up smacking you in the face. But, you know, it's so funny, man, because later on in life, when I became a cop, you know, a lot of these people, I would see them, they're like, man, dude, you're a cop now? And I'm like, hey, man, you guys got to remember, man, I had to do what I had to do back then. You know what I mean? What was school like for you at Porterville High School?
A fashion show. Fashion show.
Yeah.
You know, it was a fashion show. It's,
because you know what schools are? They end up being it's a spot where, you know what it is? It's a social thing. Yeah. Everyone shows up to BS with each other. Because if you're not there for the academics, that's what it is. You're right. Who's got on the nicest clothes?
Who got the nicest clothes?
Right. Did you have to ride the bus, man?
Yeah, I rode the bus. Sometimes I would go with a friend of mine to school. He would go to school. He would take his parents' Mustang or, you know, truck. But for the most part, it was the bus.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then obviously, do you think you struggled academically, or was it more just about the discipline or choices? And I know we talked about academics. Did you not just try, or was it hard for you, or you just didn't put no effort?
I just didn't put no effort.
Got it.
Yeah, I didn't put no effort. I was more focused on, you know, the girls and the fashion, you know, et cetera, of that nature. Yeah.
Got it. What do you remember about the day you got kicked out of Porterville High School?
Porterville, man, it was just that call-in.
Yeah.
To the principal's office to tell you, we're no longer going to be here no more. Like, you're expelled, you know? So at that moment there, you know, I didn't want to leave. I was like, no, give me a chance. Give me another chance. But it was like, no.
It was too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
You got to go.
You know what? I mean, I know Citrus is in Porterville. Where is Citrus in Porterville? I don't even.
It's over there by Foster Freeze.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, by Foster Freeze. But, you know, in high school, when I would get suspended, I would keep going to school because
it was just a spot to hang out.
You know, and there was this one girl that, you know, that I liked so much, I just wanted to see her. So even though I would get suspended, I would still go to school. My parents would think, I would never tell my parents I was suspended. So the bus would come by and pick me up, take me to school. And then
a bus driver don't know.
Don't know. And then I would go to classes, but when the yard security would see me, he would know, hey, he's suspended. So as soon as they would come, I would just run out of school and then come back later. Yeah.
How did going to Citrus High School, and for the folks at home, Citrus is the continuation school.
It's continuing.
How did that change things for you?
Man, it really didn't, because when with Citrus was where all the kids that have gotten kicked out of high school, Menachie, back there was no Granite, so it was just Menachie and Porterville.
Yeah.
And so all the F-ups would go to that school,
and that's, you know what? And I've worked at a continuation. That is not good sometimes.
No.
Yeah, because, even here in town, I mean, we're trying to have a classroom where you got a Southerner on this side, a Norteño on this side. They're already motherfucking each other.
Oh yeah, it was that.
And then there's fights all the time and shit kicking off. And and I brought this up one time. I'm like, look, man, let's just put the Northerners in one classroom, the Southerners in the other, and let's just fix this. But guess what, man? That makes too much sense. And they were like, no, we got to integrate them. And I'm like, these guys are sworn enemies. They're never gonna like each other.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think the educational system it's in a real mess. It really is.
And back then, how do you, I wasn't taking school serious. And then, of course, you have those type of two different groups. And, the word will go. They're going to fight after school. So it was the talk. So I wasn't studying.
Yeah,
I was like,
were you a Northerner back then? Were you? No, you weren't.
No.
Okay. When you got expelled there, did you realize your life was heading in a bad direction, or not? You didn't realize it yet?
Not yet, no.
Got it.
In fact, I felt like, yes, I could finally be free and just be the biggest drug dealer I could be. I was ambitious, man. I'm telling you, like,
were you selling already then?
Yeah,
weed or
weed, and it started off with weed in high school. Then I graduated to meth.
Yeah, that's a horrible. I was gonna say, man, in my whole career, 25 years of being a cop, I could tell you this: that drug is a horrible drug.
It's demonic.
It is demonic. And I will tell you something, man. There is a lot of people that drug has destroyed. I mean, flat out destroyed. And, looking back now, what do you think what you really needed at that age that you didn't have? Sounds like you needed some structure, but yeah. Were your parents pretty hands-off, kind of just let you?
No, they were hands-on.
Right.
Yeah, my mom, my older brother, my dad, they didn't approve, but you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
It's my way. I'm going to do what I want to do. This is who I want to be.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And I was adamant.
This
is who I want to be. I want to be the biggest drug dealer.
Yeah. Well, the movie Scarface with Al Pacino, right?
Yeah.
All right. We would do search warrants. We would bust in these houses, and every gangster's got a picture of either Scarface on the wall or an Oakland Raiders blanket hanging on the wall, right? And I used to say this: you've totally lost the message of the movie, because really, think about this. What ends up happening at the end, man?
Tony gets killed.
He gets killed because, yes, he had those years where he's riding high, he's living that lifestyle. He's got the huge house, the mansion. He's got all the money in the world. But guess what, dude? It's the cautionary tale. And and you both know this. There's not many retired gangsters. They're either prison or dead. Right?
Yeah.
And I know whole generations of people in this town that are gone because of gangs.
Yeah.
And and also they got sucked into that lie of, hey man, come sell dope. It's gonna be glamorous, and you're gonna have all the money and the women, and you're gonna have Hey, but you know what? It's all fun and games. It's the old thing, man. Smile now, cry later, right? And
so
for the folks at home, you'll actually see people. A lot of the gangsters, they'll actually have two faces tatted on them. One is smiling, one is crying.
Yeah.
Smiling means I'm out of prison, I'm selling drugs, I'm doing dirt, and I'm having a good time. I'm gonna cry once I get locked up, right?
Yeah.
And so I used to tell people, the problem is though, it's a total lie, and what it does, it sucks people in and it destroys them.
It's a facade, man.
It is a facade. Well, dude, I tell you something, man. There was a hard-hitting northerner here in town. In fact, he was structured, man. I mean, so this guy was up, and he told me one time they dropped like 20 something on him, and he goes, "This is when I knew I got played. Gang wasn't putting no money on my books. They weren't giving no money to my old lady to pay the rent for my kids. And here I am. I'm down all those years. And guess what? I didn't get nothing out of it, right? Other than walking a tear and somebody going, hey, what's up, homie? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so how did you get involved with drugs and that lifestyle? Was it a friend or a relative, or is it just?
It always starts, well, I'll never forget, as far as me doing it, I started, smoking weed, man, like in the beginning of 8th grade.
That's young.
Yeah, me and a friend of mine, we always laugh when we see each other. We were in his room. And he had weed. I was rolling it, and I told him, "Hey, is your door locked?" He's like, "Yeah. Don't worry about it." The door was unlocked. The mom comes in, sees me rolling one up, looks at her son, and everybody's froze. I just put everything down and I just ran out the house.
I was gonna say, because Mexican moms, a lot of them ain't down for that.
No, she wasn't. Yeah. She waited for me to leave, and what's next? Ass whooping, But we laughed today, We're like, man, we were, just dumb, young. And
now,
dumb.
how old were you when you started actually selling meth?
Shoot, I was,
high school, 16, 17? Oh, freshman. Wow, 15 years old. Yep. Okay.
Started.
Were you making money doing it?
Yeah,
okay.
There was money in it, people were buying it. Started off with 20s.
Yeah.
Half 8 balls, quarters, ounces.
Yeah.
Graduated to pounds, But
yeah, you know what? And for the folks at home that don't know, I mean, around here, a lot of people, we'd always pop them with an 8-ball. That was kind of like the standard thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, when you start getting into pounds, there are a lot of people can't afford pounds. And then also, if you have pounds, that's not for use, that's for sales.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I can tell you this, the most dope I ever saw at one given time is we did a search warrant in, believe it or not, Farmersville.
Okay.
And we busted in, and there was like 40 pounds of meth, like 30 pounds of coke, 15 pounds of heroin, and $400,000 cash.
That's a big
and, and when you see it, it's like, it's funny, man, because you wouldn't expect that in that little town. But there's cartel all over here, all man. Over, yeah.
All over.
Do you think you got into it more for the money, the influence, the survival, or was it something else?
For the money.
Money, yeah. Because money brings a lot. Money brings cars, women, prestige.
Money's the root of all evil, man.
It is. Yeah. Dude, my grandmother, most religious woman I've ever been around. Mm-hmm. A quote that she said to me daily growing up: trust in your money and down you'll go. Trust in the Lord and you'll flourish like a tree.
That's a fact.
And it's always been in the back of my mind, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I like money like anybody else, but there comes a point in time where if you let it, money will destroy you.
Yeah, that's true.
What led up to the moment you got involved in transporting methamphetamine? Because that's graduating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got introduced to it was a white guy.
Really?
Yeah, it was a white guy. I'll never forget Jerry, and he would come and buy ounces from me. He was a cool guy, man. And I remember I told him, "Hey, Jerry, you know anybody out of state?" Because that was my main ambition, get somebody out of state. Out of state's where the money's at. And he's all like, "I'll let you know." But we kept going. And he says, "Hey, I have somebody out of state. What's up?" I said, "Okay, cool. What do you think?" He's all like, "Let's do a pound." And I'll never forget.
What was a pound going for back then?
Man, I want to say probably like between 5 to 10,000.
Were you getting it fronted to you, or
Yeah, fronted.
okay?
Yeah, fronted.
And for the folks at home, that means somebody big is giving him the money,
Yeah.
and then when you make the money from it, then you go back and pay the original person.
Yeah.
However, if you lose people's dope, and when you get arrested and you get fronted, number one, you can get killed, or number two, you know what I mean? Yeah, now you end up owing 10 grand to somebody.
So I'll never forget, me, Jerry, and my co-defendant. We were in a kind of in his car.
Was he from the co-defendant? Was he from Terra Bella?
Yeah, right there. And we took off. The pound was in the trunk.
Okay.
It was half decent hidden. Just drove. Imagine this: an older white guy and two young Mexican kids.
Yeah.
And listen to this. As we're going, we get pulled over in New Mexico. Pulled over. Here comes the cop. License, registration. Jerry had that. But he's looking at us, two young kids.
Are you guys illegal? I'm sure he was thinking, yeah.
So he's all like, an older white man and two young Mexican kids.
Doesn't look right.
Yeah. Now, I believe if that was to happen now, I would believe that they were interrogate Jerry deeper, because of trafficking, human trafficking.
Big time.
Back then,
it wasn't the thing as it is now.
No, so me and my co-defendant were like, "Please just let us go, please, because they took Jerry, and I remember Jerry came back. He's all like, "Everything's good, just plead cool." And he goes, "What'd you say?" And he goes, "Oh, I just said, you're my wife's nephews." He let us go. He let us go.
Sounds like a lazy cop.
and we went to our destination, and made it to our destination. And that's when my journey began.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you understand how serious the situation was at the time? Because once you start transporting dope across state lines, I mean, that's a big deal. It's bigger. Like, I don't think young folks realize it until they get wrapped up.
Yeah.
Because this, man, once you start transporting it, man, now you got interstate stuff going on, and then obviously then it becomes a federal offense too. Yeah. But did you think about it at the time, or you just like, nope, give me the money?
Let's go.
Let's
keep it going.
Got it.
When we get there, we'll know how it feels. But no.
Yeah.
I said, no, let's go.
Got it. What do you remember about your arrest in 2002? How'd that happen?
Oh, it was me, my co-defendant, and he ended up working with the DEA. But his girlfriend, he told his girlfriend, hey, he told me my girlfriend is going to take over. Her name was Beverly. And I'll never forget the last day we were there. Well, there's more to it, There's more to it. But when we were in the Motel 8, what was it? It was Motel 6? Motel 6,
yeah.
Right? And I'll never forget, we were waiting for Beverly to bring us the money. And I'll never forget, she knocked, 3 knocks, boom, boom, boom. Opened the door, it was Beverly, but Beverly's eyes were big. we were like, I was looking at her like, what's going on with you? Like, are you doing it? I was mad. Like, are you doing this? Like, you're not supposed to do it.
She's got the SWAT team behind her.
But we didn't know she had the DEA and the FBI behind her, you know?
And at that point, did you have the 15 pounds of meth?
No,
okay.
nothing. So remember, she's bringing us the money now.
Got it.
We're about to leave.
Got it.
We want to leave already. We've been there probably like 2 weeks now. And so Beverly comes, hands us the money, and I'm like, yeah. And I looked at my co-defendant and I threw him the money. So when I threw him the money, I said, Jose, count it. He's all like, hell yeah. That's conspiracy right there.
Yeah.
Boom. You already said it. Once he said hell yeah, and you could hear the money on the recording.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. That's already, he's already locked in a conspiracy. And so me and Beverly, I start basically planning out what's our next move. You're going to go to California. I'm going to give you 10 pounds. We're going to chop them up.
Oh,
you're going to come back to Missouri. You're going to have 20. This is what you're going to, just organizing this big old plan. And Beverly's just like, yeah. But I didn't. Back then, and she had the recorder in her purse, and she goes, okay, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'll be back. I said, hey, Beverly, bring me 5 more thousand. She goes, okay, cool. Boom, she leaves. Then we hear a knock. Boom, 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 boom. Open the door. It's Beverly. And I'm like, what's up? Are you guys hungry? No, we're good, Beverly. Boom, 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 boom. Open the door. What, Beverly? She's like, are you sure you're gonna? No. And again, boom, boom, boom. Fuck. What? We told you no. She's like, okay, I'm just making sure. That last one, boom, 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 boom. Look in the people, my co-defendant said, hey, it's nobody. And I was rolling a joint because I was happy I'm about to leave.
Yeah.
Put it down. I looked at the peephole. There was nobody. I said, that's weird. There's nobody. Well, as soon as I went click,
kaboom!
Kick the door in. DEA, FBI, get down on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, guns drawn and everything.
So Beverly flipped.
Yep.
All right.
James flipped.
Okay. Oh, your co-defendant?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
James was my client.
Okay.
James flipped, James' dad flipped, and Beverly flipped. Everybody.
Yeah. That's, and you know what? I could tell you this. I worked, gang task force. Mm-hmm. I've sat across so many people like this. And people go, I ain't no rat. I ain't saying nothing. And I'm like, okay. So we're going to go to your house right now. We're going to knock down the door. If your old lady's in there and we find dope, she's going to jail. Mm-hmm. We're going to put the kids with CPS. We're going to tow that piece of shit car. We're going to take that pit bull and he's going with animal control. You tell people that, guess what? People start going, I will tell you whatever you want, officer. And I'm like, I know you will. So don't tell me that you're not a rat. And, and as what's sad is, there's a lot of people, man, that have been busted because the people they trusted flipped. Yeah. Right. And when you realized you were facing federal charges, what went through your mind?
Are you bothered by leg veins of any size? Or is leg swelling or pain bugging you or someone you know? I would recommend that you make an appointment with our friends at Sequoia Vein and Wound to take care of it. With a friendly bilingual staff and their years of experience, they are happy to help resolve those issues. Give them a call to get a consult at 559-713-6478 and tell them that J-Mac sent you.
Man. Family.
Yeah.
Family. Of course, I was thinking about my freedom.
Were you wise enough to not talk, or did you give a statement, or did you wait for an attorney? Or
no? Well, in the feds, it doesn't matter if you have an attorney or a public defender. Feds, don't play with them. Yeah, they already know what they're gonna give you.
Oh yeah.
Period. But I was playing with them. I'll never forget the who was she? Abby Christ Leone. I'll never forget her. She was a vicious prosecutor. It was a public defender. He came. He says, "Hey, they want to give you 14 years." Nope, I don't want it. I'm going to take it to trial.
Oh yeah, I'm taking this to the box, right? Yeah.
Trial with this. He goes, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Yeah." Boom. We'll go back. Come back. Hey, she says to sign it. So on the third time, she says, look, I'm going to be honest with you. This is what she said. Stop fucking around. She's serious. You don't sign now. She's pushing for the max, which was 30 years.
I was going to say, yeah,
30 years. So I looked at him. I said, how old are you? He's all like, I'm 30. What's that? Back then was 34, 33. How do you feel? He goes, I feel good. I said, yeah. Okay, cool. I said, you sure you feel good? He's like, yeah. Give me the pen. I said, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Don't play with her. And I'll never forget this one. He was a black dude. Cool. His name was D. I know him by D. And he told me, he goes, hey, Diego, don't play with these people.
No, I agree.
You're out of your league here. Don't play with these people. What are they giving you? 14. Take it.
Yeah.
Now. Don't play with it. And that's another story about him. He ended up getting 30 years.
Jesus.
30 years. I'll never forget when they all sentenced us. That's another one too. It was weird. It was a handful of us. Me and my co-defendant, and it was probably 7 or 8 black dudes, including.
What's surprising to me, I'd like to know how you guys actually got wrapped up. I mean, what's the first thing that started it? Who got arrested first?
James.
James.
No. So because James was a truck driver. So I went from regular, which was known crank, to ice.
Oh, yeah.
So ice was barely coming into the market, So in Missouri, I'm just blowing people's mind back because in Missouri they were used to cooking little small house ounces, and when they come a pound, whoa, dude. So,
and for the folks at home, ice, that's where they actually, it actually looks like ice. It really does. Yeah. It looks like ice, but it's crystal, and that people can take it and smoke it. And then, I mean, people even liquefy it and shoot it, man. I mean, I've seen everything. And so James gets wrapped up, flips, then they get her, and then boom.
So James sold to a client of his, a buyer, which was probably like an 8-bar or 2. When the buyer leaves, of course, he leaves and then gets pulled over. So they find a meth on him. The cop knows, hey, this is a pretty big amount. They're not used to 2, 3 8-balls, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, he called the DEA. DEA gets a hold of it, looks at it, and, of course, they notice this is not from here. Yeah, we need this source right here. Who's selling this? And, of course, the guy told.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, James called me 3 days before. He said, hey, man, I got $80,000. I said, do me a favor. Bury it. Where do you have it at? In the safe. Bury it.
Yeah.
Bury it, and I'll go get it. He didn't listen. On third day, of course, when that guy told, they came, they kicked James' door down. What did they find?
The money.
Yeah. What else they find? California meth.
Yeah.
And that's how it started.
Got it. What was the relationship like with your co-defendant? Had you guys grown up together? Were you guys good friends?
Yeah, but...
Was that your crime partner?
No, because he was younger than me.
Okay, got it.
He was younger than me, but we were always cool.
Yeah.
We were cool. Of course, you how can I put it? I don't know if this was God or if this was the other side, And when I mean the other side, the devil does give you signs so you can keep going. Now I truly believe that. So my co-defendant told me, let's get out of here. We're going to get busted. I don't like this. And he's young.
I was going to say,
and his intuition
sometimes you can feel it when it just doesn't feel right. Something's off.
So Jason, the wild thing about this situation is before my co-defendant told me this, I was at James' dad's house, because that's where they put me there. Me and my co-defendant, Beverly, right? James is already in the feds, waiting to get sentenced. So I'll never forget, I'm in a trailer, and on this Saturday night, cops was showing raids.
Oh, the TV show?
Cops were showing raids. And, I felt something. I started shaking. I'm like, why am I shaking? I said, just brush it off.
Maybe a premonition, brother.
Now when you look at it.
Yeah.
So I brushed it off. I said, nah, shake it off. No, keep going forward. Get this money. And I remember James' dad, ex-wife, comes and knocks. We bring her in. Remember, me and my co-defendant by ourselves. James' dad is in the hospital because he OD'd on our meth that we were bringing.
Shoot.
It's too strong.
Yeah.
So she comes and says, hey, how you guys doing? We're kids. We look underage, but we're already,
Yeah, in 2002, how old are you at that time?
2002, I was probably like 20.
Okay.
20, 21, something like that. But we look young. Man.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget, she goes, hey, do me a favor. I want you guys to leave. Leave? What do you mean? We're not leaving. She goes, please leave, please. I'm begging you, please. James' dad is right now working with the DEA. Leave.
Dude.
Please leave. We're like, nah, we want our money. And if, it was dumb for me to think like this, but I go, we want our money or else heads are going to fly off. And she's all like, no, just please leave. I'll buy you your bus ticket. Forget this money and just go. Nope. And she just put her head down and was all like, okay.
Okay.
And she left. We didn't believe her, but it was true. Following next day, I get a phone call from Beverly. Hey, how much do I owe you guys? You know how much you owe us, Beverly? She goes, no. How much does James owe you? Beverly, you know how much. No, just tell me, because I'm going to go get it right now. 2.5.
Okay.
25,000. 2.5. She's all like, 25,000? Beverly.
Oh, because
she's
yeah,
she
she wants to hear it on the line because they're recording.
They're recording DEA now that I look at it, So I go, no, 2.5. Oh, 25,000?
Yeah, Diego, you owe me that. Do I owe you 25,000 for the drugs?
So, I go, yeah, 25,000. She got it out of me. Boom. Okay, I'll get that to you. Boom.
Wow.
And that's when she calls me again. Hey, we're going to move you to the motel. Okay, cool. And in the beginning of my journey, I remember James told me this one particular name. Hey, if you ever hear this name, I forgot the name now, but if you hear this name, he's a cop. Wow. He's a cop. Right? And the day, fast forward, when Beverly says, we're going to move you to a hotel, guess who came and pick us up? It was that cop. Jeez. But we didn't know because he gave us his name. And we forgot that James told us this name, right? But he looked weird. So
were you guys using two at the time?
No, just weed. We were
weed. Okay.
Yeah, no meth. That was our rule.
Because I was going to say, man, if you're using, you definitely ain't thinking right.
No, we weren't using. It was just weed. So I'll never forget. He came and picked us up. He's all like, hey, where are you guys from? Oh, we're from Ohio. Where are you guys coming from? Ohio. Where are you guys going? Oh, we're going to California. Oh, we're going to go work. Just tell him this. He goes, you got any good weed? No, but I had weed in here. No, it smelled like weed. No, there's no weed. We don't have no weed. Oh, okay. If you could get some, let me know. All right, cool. He dropped us off, And then, of course, the next night, when we all get busted, guess who comes in? Yeah. He looks at us and just starts laughing. Remember me? Yep. We're like, damn, that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you learned your co-defendant got 7.5 years and you got 14? And why? What's the discrepancy? How come he got so little and you got so much?
Because they hit me with organizer, leader, and manager. That's why I got 14.
Got it.
And he played a lesser role. All he said was, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So he got tied up with that conspiracy. So, yeah, that's why I got 14.
And then he got deported.
Yeah, then he get deported.
Wow.
He's living good out there, though. Okay. He's doing the right thing now.
Is he still local?
No, well, he lives in Mexico, but works like at Walmart, I think.
Good for him, man.
He got kids now.
At that point, when you got busted and now you're on your way to jail, did you feel like your life was over?
In the beginning of the first couple years, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my mind is still in the streets.
Yeah.
I felt like I could still control, I can still touch anybody, make phone calls, do this for me, do that for me. But the reality is no.
Yeah.
You can't.
Man, I worked at Wiley for a year as a deputy, and some people can handle being locked up, but a lot of people don't, man. A lot of people get in there and nut up, man, become J-Cats.
Oh, man, I've seen that.
For the folks at home, J-Cat, that means they kind of mentally unstable. And, so I've seen it. I've seen what it does to people, man, and I worked administrative segregation, man. And, they bring in hard-hitting dudes, man, but I saw my third day on the job, we had a guy hang himself because they dropped 50 on him. You know what I mean? And he was just like, then these old ladies sends him a letter like, hey, I ain't waiting 50. Sancho next door is going to be my new old man. And he wigged out and killed himself. Man, you know what I mean?
Hey, trust me, we've definitely heard those type of stories.
Oh, yeah. And it happens in every prison and every jail because, it's all fun and games until you get popped. Yeah. If you could go back to that moment, what would you tell that young Diego? Get your ass back to Terra Bella.
Man, you know what?
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah, and it's, my whole time, man, I had to sit down and talk to people. And how I'm talking to you is how I would talk to people on the streets. Mm-hmm. And I would just tell them straight up, I'm going to cut the bullshit with you. This is what's up, right? My name's Pitt. You ain't talking your way out of this shit. Somehow, some way, somewhere, somebody's got to drop.
Yeah.
And you know what? And what's sad is, man, is I've just seen the drug life and the gang life destroy so many lives. Mm-hmm. It's a testament to you, brother, that you look good. You look, obviously you're out here doing good now, man. Yeah. And thank God, man, that happened for you because there's a lot of people, brother, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true. I think, man, I believe in God a lot.
Yeah.
I believe he is real. And, I was going to church in there,
Good man.
Even though I was, with a certain group, I would still go to church on Sundays. It wasn't every Sunday, but I was just prayed to, whatever. I leave my life in your hands,
Yeah, man. And, I don't care what jail it is. Jail is just a bleak existence. Mm-hmm. They tell you when to get up. They tell you when to go to bed. They tell you when to eat. They tell you when to shower. They tell you when to do everything.
Strip.
And I would tell you this, man. I look back on those times. Like I said, I only worked there a year, and then I came to Visalia. But dude, that year there, man, I learned so much. By the time I left there and came to Visalia, I was already advanced in my knowledge about gangs. I knew a lot about the Norteños. I knew a lot about the Southerners. Plus, man, they had the hard-hitting white boys in there. They had Nazi lowriders. They had AB. They had all those dudes.
Yeah.
And so by the time I got to the gang unit, I already knew. I knew most of the shot callers. You know what I mean? That year there was invaluable, brother.
Yeah.
What was the first day in prison like at Lompoc? I've heard that's not a bad joint. Somebody told me that's not bad.
It was a low.
Yeah.
So you got the camp, low, medium, USP, SMU, then ADX.
Oh yeah. ADX is that's where the people that ain't never getting out are.
So, but the low was cool. The politics is not as strong as the higher.
Oh
levels.
Yeah.
There's more. The politics is more lenient, but man, I will never forget. The Southsiders try to recruit me.
Really?
Yeah. I'm new. I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they try to recruit me. But and my mindset was, I wasn't part of nothing in the street, so I'm cool. I just want to be me, just neutral. That's it. I don't want to be a paisa. I don't want to be black, white, northern, or southerner. No, I just want to be me.
But here's the problem. it ain't up to you.
Yeah. Well, I came to learn that later on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen two things that have stopped people from really getting sucked in. Religion is one. If you're going to walk with God, they'll give you a pass.
Yeah.
However, if you step out of that,
They're going to get you.
they're going to get you.
Yeah.
And then I've seen a lot of dudes just flat out PC themselves, right?
I've seen that a lot.
And you know, and for the folks at home, that means protective custody. And I used to tell dudes, like when I could tell this when a dude was lame and I could tell he wasn't hip to the streets. He didn't know what's. They would be like, "Deputy, what can I do to stay out of trouble?" And I used to tell them, "I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna tell you one time and one time only. Don't get involved in gambling. Don't get involved in gangs." And don't be walking around telling everybody why you're here. And don't ask people why they're here. They don't want to talk about it. They'll tell you if they want to tell you. But you know what? If you're walking around, hey, man, what's your commitment offense, man? What are you here for? People don't want to talk about that shit. They're depressed. They're pissed off. So, but gambling fucks a lot of people up, dude.
They told me stay away from drugs, gambling, and guns, gambling, and gay dudes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Stay away from that.
I was gonna say there's a lot of that, you know.
Don't get involved in that.
Yeah.
Be straight. And I got some vicious stories, you know, on the gay dudes. You know.
Oh yeah, man.
This was at the USP Lee County. I remember it was a black and a white. They were in a relationship, and these are all lifers.
Yeah.
You know? And here comes another black dude trying to take the white guy from the other black dude. And what ends up happening? Well, the couple, they're trying to throw hot baby oil on each other.
Jesus.
Do you know what hot baby oil does to the skin?
Oh yeah, it'll burn the crap out of you.
And so when that failed, boom, they started pulling out knives.
Yeah.
You know, and they're trying to take each other's head off. You know, of course the CEOs got involved and put a stop to it.
Yeah.
You know, so what I've learned was don't underestimate anybody. Yeah. Whether if their preference is homosexuality, you know, even a PC, you know, I learned if you push a human to a limit, they'll fight back. So don't underestimate nobody.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
What shocked you most about federal prisons?
What shocked me the most?
Probably the level of violence, I would think. I mean, there's a lot of violence in there.
I think the most memorable one to me was when I was in Lompoc Low. I was in Lompoc Low. You have TV rooms. So in one of the TV rooms, you know, it's for the blacks, for the whites, and for the others. You know. But anybody could go inside anything. So on this particular evening, I decided, well, hey, there's going to be a show tonight that I want to see, but it's the blacks TV showing it.
Yeah.
Boom, I went in there, I sat down, and it was my chair, and then there was a chair like right there, and this is the walkway. And I'm looking at the TV, and I heard it is dark. I heard the door open. You know, we got headphones with our radio connected to the TV. And I see, you know, when you open the door, the light comes in. And I'm looking, and here comes a shadow. And I'm looking. Remember, there's a black dude right here. And then on the corner of my eye, I see a black dude standing over this black dude, right? And next thing you know, I just heard a splash. And then they just start going at it. Well, of course, everybody just gets up. The first thing your reaction is go to the wall.
Yeah, get out of it.
Go to the wall. Yeah. Because it's only one door. It's already crowded. Get to the wall. Safety. Boom. So they're going at it. You know, and the guy that splashes is winning. You know, but the guy that's down, you know, his survival skills just kicked in. Now he's winning. And he's trying to get out the black room TV, but they push him back in. But he's fighting with all his life. This is crazy. I've never seen this. Well, as soon as he gets out the TV room and everybody just stops, man, when he took off his sweater, his whole skin just came off. I've never heard a scream from a human like his scream there.
What did he splash him with?
With hot baby oil.
I did. Oh, wow.
all over. The sad story, and the talk goes around from SEALs talk about to the inmates. It was a mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the guy that threw the splash thought that this is the guy that told on him. And of course, they gave him more years, and they sent him to the USP.
Well, and you know what? I recently worked a case where a youngster was involved in a murder at 16, but they charged him as an adult. And I remember thinking, tough part, man, is when he touches down to the joint, this, they're going to hand him a shank and say, hey, go do that. He's going to pick up a fence inside, and 25 turns into 50, and it turns into forever. And and we've both seen it, and and it's this. That's the sad part about youngsters when they touch down at the joint, because you can almost see it like, oh no, this is not going to be good. How quickly did you realize you had to change the way you lived just to survive? I bet you it was pretty quick, I would think.
Yeah, this is the good one right here. This one here was what changed me. So remember, out here at a young age, you can't tell me what to do. It's either my way or get out of here. I was an ugly person. You couldn't talk to me. I thought I was better than you. I looked down on you. So remember, I'm freshly in the federal prison, so I'm coming with that type of attitude.
Yeah.
In the low, at the low is very relaxed.
Yeah.
So you'll have a lot of disrespect because nobody wants to go to the, because of the incentives the low provides.
I was going to say, because if you mess up, you're going to be going to somewhere a whole lot harder.
So at the low, you got the weight pile. It looks like, what do they call it? Club, some type of club, right?
Oh, yeah. Club Med. Yeah.
Weight pile, beautiful grass, tennis court,
Yeah, because there's a lot of people in there for like financial crimes and shit like that.
So I still have that attitude. Boom. Now, they found a bone crusher in my mattress.
Okay. And for the folks at home, a bone crusher is a shank.
Yeah.
So it's a homemade knife is what it is.
So I got transferred to FCI Medium in Phoenix, Black Canyon.
Okay.
And I'll never forget this, Jason. My brother, Armando Tabares from Sacramento. Good brother, man. To this day, man, I salute him because he's the one that opened my eyes. We're on the basketball court, and he was already he had gotten like 25, 30 years. As soon as he became 18, he was like a kingpin in Sacramento.
Okay,
true story. So he already been down for probably like 13, 15 years, something like that. And I'll never forget. He took a liking to me, and I'll never forget. They called me Birdman in there. So
they called you Birdman?
Yeah, Birdman. So I'll never forget.
We'll get to that. Why they called you that?
So we were on the basketball court, all of us, and now I'm already, rolling with the Northerners.
Yeah.
Boom. So we're in line, just kicking it, relaxing that evening, and I remember Armando says, "Hey, bro, hey, Birdman." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey, bro, can you give me that basketball, please?" And I looked and I go, "You get it," Oh, that made him mad. I didn't know. I didn't look at him, but so he's all like, "Oh, okay, cool." And for probably like 1 minute, he gets up. He goes, "Hey, Birdman, let's go take a walk. Let's go." So he takes me, for a walk around the yard. So he puts his arm around and he says, "Hey, bro." He goes, "How many years you have left?" I go, "Well, probably like 12. He's all like, he goes, "You know what you just did?" I go, "Nah, what's up?" He goes, "You disrespected me, right?" I go, "How?" He goes, "That little flat tire." He goes, "That's female stuff, right? That's what females do. Are you a female?" Like, "Nah, what's up?" He's like, "Look, bro, I'm going to give it to you wrong cut." He goes, "You want to last here or you want to get blasted off the yard?" He goes, "Bro, I love you. You're my little brother. I'll die for you. I'll go to war for you. But what you're doing is wrong."
Yeah.
You have 12 more years to go, bro. You can't be going around disrespecting people, especially outside our group. He goes, you better shaping up, Birdman, because this is you're in a serious world now. You're not in the streets where you could run away. In here, we're gonna get you.
Yeah.
So make a decision. He goes, like I said, I love you, little brother. He goes, and I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, but you gotta wisen up.
I would tell you this: listening to that, you probably wouldn't have made it out alive if it wasn't for him.
It wasn't for him. And believe me, my mind just boom, like, oh, he's telling me I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Somebody had to give it to you straight up. Why'd they call you Birdman?
I don't know. They just, because he said I look like a bird. Back then, they said I look like a bird. He goes, we're going to call you Birdman. It started off in Lompoc. Yeah. But yeah, that advice there, I took it to heart.
And thank God he came at you that way, because guess what? He could have came at you a whole lot harder.
And it's funny because we ended up, we got in a riot and I ended up transferring. He went to another prison, to like another medium. We got into a riot, went to a higher facility, USP. But the beautiful thing was when I came down from USP Allensworth to medium Allensworth, when I seen that person come in, it was like, oh, Mondo, what's up, bro? And he seen me, and he was all like, bro, you're actually, kind of running it? Like, I'm like, yeah, bro. He's all like, man, I'm proud of you. I can't believe you're still here making it.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful feeling. And then, of course, we all got released, and I went to go visit him.
Yeah. Good man. How common is violence in prison compared to what people think? Is it like in the movies?
Nah.
Okay.
No. Out here, they talk about, oh, you're going to get raped in there. You're going to get, no, it's not like that.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's not like that. But like, all right, the movie, I always say this. The stuff like Blood In, Blood Out, right? Mm-hmm. All right. It's definitely racial, right? Blacks to blacks, Hispanics to Hispanic. Like me, I'm white, but guess what? If I got locked up, we're not going to be kicking it. I have to be over here with the Woods, and you're going to have to be over there with the Hispanics. And even though we know each other, that doesn't matter, man.
You know where the violence is always, it's within your own.
Well, dude, I just brought this up. I was teaching a class, and the book, The Rise and Fall of Nuestra Familia. If you get to the last 20 pages, it is killed by own gang, killed by own gang. I mean, dude, you can go down, and it was like, he was the shot caller, killed by his second in command. Then this, you're right. Everyone's always doing this, jockeying to try to get up.
It's politics.
It
is
power.
I want power.
Yeah.
And one of the big misconception is what I learned from that. Those, to me, at that moment there, those brothers of that I was with, they're good dudes. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
We all had each other's back. We all taught each other. And one thing I got out of that, of course, I threw away the bad, but kept the good.
Yeah.
Which is what made me today who I am. And it's already exposed. Everybody knows this. So within the Norteño circle, you got bylaws.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me, those bylaws help me to be disciplined, to be organized, to keep on educating myself. It's how I became a real estate agent today, is because I took those and I used that to push me forward and not to, be relaxed or content.
I remember one time, we tossed a cell and we found a kite and it had the 14 bonds, right? And it's interesting because, I'm a gang expert, and I tell people all the time, have no doubt of this with gangs. They have a genuine love for one another. That's probably the one thing about a gang that I do respect. However, you know this disrespect, and here's another thing. Gangs always say this. What do they want more than anything? Respect, right?
Yeah.
And I always say this, but in that respect, they want John Q. Citizen to fear them, because you know this. And I've heard some people like, oh, I wouldn't be scared. I'm like, if a 6'4" Impala rolls up next to you with 4 North Daniels in it and tells you what's up, you ain't gonna talk no shit. You're gonna keep driving. You're not gonna pull over and challenge these guys.
Yeah.
I go, that in itself would show that you feared them, and that's what they want. They want that. They want that because you know this: a true gang to get bigger, they got to get it on reputation.
Yeah.
A reputation for violence, a reputation for backup, a reputation for not putting up with disrespect.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the riot. What was the riot like, and how did you get caught up in it?
I'll never forget 2008, July 28th. It was on a Sunday, misty. I remember that to the T. The day before, no.
And is this Southerners on Northerners? Or okay.
This started on Friday, right? And back then it was 10 of us there. And there was like 300 or 400 of them.
I was going to say a lot more Southerners.
And we were cool. We were cool. I'll never forget. We were cool. I remember the main guy, you know, Gator. His name was Gator. We would do business deals. Back then I was selling cigarettes. And so this Friday evening, we had a loose cannon within our own, and he was on the way pile around Southerners singing a very disrespectful song. You know, the Norteños have a disrespectful song to the Southerners. Well, this guy decided to just whistle it and sing it.
Yeah. Disrespect.
Oh, man. And the Southerners heard that. So they go we seen them. They had a meeting inside the barbershop. We're like, what's going on? Hey, we don't know. And then you got a Southerner come out, starts talking to, I remember he talked to my boy Money. His name was Money. He was with us from San Jose. Like, hey, man, your brother's disrespecting. He's singing I Could Kill a Scrap, this and that. And we're like, damn. Well, hopefully they don't take it to the next level. You know, nobody likes violence. Yeah.
And for the folks at home, here's the thing. Southerners, that's Miami. That's Mexican mafia, right? Red, Norteños, that's Nuestra Familia. That right there has killed so many people. But think about that. I mean, I don't know why that loose cannon was doing that. I mean,
we don't understand either.
Yeah, so
when he did that, we thought we cooled out the tension, right?
But especially, man, being outnumbered 10-1.
Man, it was 10 of us, and it was like 300 or 400 of them.
Yeah.
Well, we all go back to our units. Everything was cool. And then in the evening, I remember they start calling out the units. Boom, boom, right? And I'll never forget, they called my unit was Pima B, and then they called Mojave A, which is Money's unit. And I see Money, and hey, what's up? Let's go. We're going together to dinner. Boom, we went to the chow hall. We ate. We're going like nothing's happening. We get to the yard. There's no paisas. There's no whites. We look at the Southerners. They're suited and booted.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Money, what's going on? He's like, where we at? Oh, we're over there. So to enter the yard, you go through this door. You got the courts, the basketball courts here. You got the Southerners here, but we're over here. So they could just surround us and just kill us.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. We pass the Southerners. We get to our station, and everything was going on. And I'll never forget one of my boy, Chino, he's mad. And Chino, he basically had the keys. He's pissed off. He's all like, idiot bomber, man. You know, he's whistling, he's disrespecting him. Well, what's going to happen? They want.
And for the folks at home real fast, keys means he's running the yard.
He's running the yard. Yeah. And so now they're trying to figure out, well, who's the main dude? We need to talk to the main to cool this off because they want to slaughter us. So, and I said, hey, I know who he is. It's Gator. Well, how do you know? I know it's Gator because Mondo, before he left, hey, man, Gators, you know? Gator, and when, of course, I got to know Gator, and I said, it's Gator, go talk to Gator. So they're like, all right. So boom, I went and said, hey, Gator. And then, of course, now as Chino, it was Chino, I forgot who else, started walking, Southerner just created like a horseshoe around them.
Yeah.
We're like, man, they're going to get our brother, man. So, but luckily, Chino didn't do the full track. He just went there and for us to stay close to each other. And so they were talking, and I'll never forget, they were like this, just pointing at Chino's face. What I know now is Chino told us was like, you're lucky you're here. You're here because of us. If we want to take off, just threatening. And Chino's just taking it. All right, yeah, no, you're right. Like, what we want you to do, we want you to go back and put hands on your brother. All right, cool. Yeah, we're going to do that. Came back. Chino was pissed. He's on
Yeah, because it's put all you guys in. Well, here's the sad part. It's put people's lives at risk.
Man, and then we had an old man, Smiley. He's an old man. Like, so imagine what would have happened to him. They wouldn't have had no heart to, no, don't touch the old man.
Oh, no. He'd been the first dude down, probably.
So then we'll say, okay, cool off. Said, hey, everybody go back to the unit. We'll figure this out. Boom. So, I'll never forget, Sunday morning, we're going to the chow hall. We're eating, and I'll never forget, Chino's in front of me. He's like, hey, Berman, where's Gator? And I look. I said, oh, he's over there on the right side, right there. And he just said, hey, we're getting off this yard. We're like, okay, hey, we're getting off this yard. Hey, we're getting off. Boom. Pass it on, all 10. What are we going to do? He's first 5, go to the unit. Go to Navajo. Go to the unit, stay there. We'll be in there. Gator's going to go back. We already knew Gator's movements, and so first 5 leave, right? Go to the unit, and us 5, we're walking slow. We're waiting on Gator, but Gator's for this morning. Gator's not coming out.
Yeah.
Out of all the days, he's not coming out
because he knows what's coming. Yeah.
And so next thing you know, we're like, damn, what do we do? What do we do? They're about to close the yard. We need to hurry up. And he's all like, F it. Let's go to Navajo. We'll get whoever we can. Boom, all right. As soon as we look back, guess who's coming? Gator. Gator and his bodyguard. His name was Vamp. Coming. And so me and JG, we go towards my unit, and then Chino, and then I forgot who the other, Sharky and someone else were going this way, right? Well, Chino's talking to him, hey, Gator. And then all I seen Chino was do this. And then, boom, just cracks him dead in his face. Knocks him pretty far. Boom, we just start rushing. We rushed the Gator and his bodyguard. And I'm gonna say something. That, but Gator's bodyguard, he had heart.
Oh, yeah.
Dude wasn't giving up. And dude didn't cower up. He kept fighting, but Gator, he was getting hurt pretty bad. And he was just yelling.
Was it just fists, or were you
there was knives involved.
Yeah.
And there was just yelling. Homies, Southsiders. And this is where it gets interesting, Remember, we got 5 in the unit. Don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So here comes a wave. Out the kitchen, just a huge wave coming, yelling out derogatory stuff to us. And F it, we got to handle our business. So then I guess what I know now was these 2 black dudes from Stockton go inside the unit, tell the other 5, hey, your brothers are going at it out there. Here comes the other 5. When the other 5 come out, the Southsiders see. Southsiders follow. Southsiders see who it is. Boom. So now it's outside the unit, 5 over here and 5 in the middle of the compound, and we're just going at it. Boom. We're just going at it.
Where's the COs at?
It's early in the morning.
Okay.
The COs are in their office. You got to see Southsiders coming out of the units now, but you also have Southsiders coming out the unit and tucking their tail in and going back. I'll get to that in a minute, what happened to them. So the other ones...
Yeah, because if you don't back up when you're supposed to...
So next thing you know, here comes the wave. Now we're going at it. Remember, now it's 10 of us. And then here comes the COs, a lot of COs. And then boom, they put a... Long story short, they everything stopped. They cuff us up, whatever. And then they take us to R&D, because the hole was too full. Took us to R&D. We sat in R&D. And we stayed there probably for like 2 nights in R&D. And the officers, the assistant warden, they were just shocked. How can 10 guys go against 300 of these dudes?
Yeah. I'm surprised you guys aren't all...
And nothing happened to you guys. And we just told them, all heart. We had no choice, all heart. And so, long story short, they moved us to the hole. We're in the hole. We started to see a lot of Southsiders come to the hole. We're like, man, why they... Guess who those were? Those are the ones that were tucked their tail in.
Okay,
Remember,
so now they're PCing
now
up.
Gator and his bodyguard came back out to the yard. And when he came back to the yard, he ran an investigation on all his people. Who were the ones that came out and tucked their tail in and went back? And of course, start PCing them up.
Yeah.
Here comes 2, 3 of them at a time coming back to the
Because
hole.
if not, and for the folks at home, then they would be dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Came back to the hole, and from there on, that's where we all got shipped to a higher facility, USP Lee County. That's where I went.
Got it. Lee County's where at?
Virginia.
Yeah. Did you ever think that you might not make it out alive?
Man, yeah. It was
at all the joints, or
no. The one was, of course,
probably
riot,
leading up to the riot, because now you're outnumbered. Yeah,
the riot in USP Lee County. It was serious there. I got to see some crazy stuff there. So yeah, just those 2 joints.
Got it. What does prison do to a man mentally?
It could either break you or it could make you stronger. I've seen some of the toughest dudes get broken, crying.
Yeah.
Crying, To me, it made me who I am today, strong. I took it seriously, but I didn't let it affect me.
Yeah, you know what's cool about you, just talking to you, and I will tell you this, and this is our first time meeting face to face. You don't carry it like a gangster.
Yeah.
You don't talk like a gangster. You actually talk like a businessman, which is a real credit to you, brother. Because I'm going to tell you this. There's something about that lifestyle that I think when it gets into some people, I think they buy into it too much.
Too much.
Right? Dude, I just saw a dude that I know that he's low level, but he's walking around here with the shorts, with the socks pulled up to his knees, acting all hard. And I was like, man, come on, dude. Yeah. Come on. Right?
Yeah.
And in fact, for the folks at home, people don't realize this. The gangsters think it just looks hard. In prison, if you show your legs, any skin on your legs, that means you're looking for love. And so that's why the socks got pulled up, right? Yeah. And how did you keep your sanity when you knew you had years ahead of you? Because, man, that is probably the hardest thing, knowing I got years of this to go, man. How'd you keep your sanity, brother?
Man, working out and educating myself.
Good man.
Reading books. And most, I got 14 years, but I want to say half of that was spent in the hole.
Yeah, that's even harder because for the folks at home, when you're in the shoe, right, that's 23-hour lockdown. Mm-hmm. That's a long time to be locked up. And I remember, I worked the hole.
Yeah,
so,
Oh.
And so I would tell these dudes, man, some dudes would be like, hey, man, can I stay out for longer? And I'd be like, no, because if I let you stay out, now you're going into this next dude's time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, everybody wants their hour.
Hey,
right?
man, why'd you let him?
Yeah. Oh,
you let him?
Dude, I tell you something. There were days I hated working the jail. You're walking the tier, officer, or we were deputies. Deputy, I need toilet paper. I need pills. I need to be let out. I need to go to the bath. I need a shower. I need this. I need that. And dude, finally, I used to have to go to the shot caller and say, if one person asks me for another thing, I'm going to lock down the whole tier. Yeah. And so then the shot caller would yell out, hey, let me get the toilet paper. And then I would say, hey, man, can I stay out for longer? And I'd be like, no, because if I let you stay out, now you're going into this next dude's time, right? And so that's why the sock's got pulled up, right? And Leave them alone, right? Because, dude, if you let them, dude, they will bury you with requests.
Oh,
right?
I've seen it.
And then the other part is this. You know, I had a porter, and I used to tell my porter, look, man, I'm firm, but I'm fair. I'm not here to be an asshole to anybody. However, if business gets handled on my shift where I got to go and do stuff, you guys are all going to pay the price. I'm going to lock down the whole tier.
Yeah.
Right? And guess what? My boss called me in about 3 months later and he goes, what are you doing different than the other deputies? And I was like, why? And he's like, nobody gets attacked on your shift. I said, well, I went to the shot caller and told him, I don't want to, I know you guys are going to handle your business. Just do it on the next CO shift. Don't do it on mine. Right. And because I know this, for the tier to run, business has to get handled.
Yeah.
I understand that because there's always going to be somebody fucking up in there. And you know, when did you realize prison was going to change you permanently? Because you got to see stuff, bro, that the average person doesn't.
Yeah.
But like I told you, man, there's something about you where you don't carry it like that.
Well, it's because you know my brothers in there, they taught me that, man. Like, hey man, what are you gonna do when you get out? You know, are you gonna go back to doing what you were doing, or are you gonna be a family man? I chose to be a family man.
Good man.
You know, however, I didn't tell. You know, I didn't PC up.
Yeah.
You know, and I know, and this is just the reality. If God forbid, and you know, I end up back in the federal prison, I'm gonna reactivate myself again.
Yeah.
Get activated again. You know, it's because it's a decision that I made.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a man. You know, do I want to go back? No.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't see myself going back. Especially,
I was gonna say, listening to you, I don't see it.
Especially in the career that I'm in, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know this, man. I've often, you know, I worked the schools for a lot of years.
Right.
And so these parents would come to me and they would be like, hey, man, my kid's in North Daniel and I'm scared and he's getting caught up in bullshit. What do we do? And I'm like, you need to move him out of here. And they would be like, that's their only, I go, if you let if you let him stay in this neighborhood running with these Northerners, he's going to get caught up. And I'm like, and they're like, but we don't got the money to move. I go, you got relatives in Mexico? Send them there. You got relatives back east? Send them there. I'm like, because he now, especially, you know, once the dudes, especially, you know, the dude that puts the 1-4 and, you know, or, you know, XIV on him, now we're in it. And you can't just go and tell the gang, hey, man, I don't want to do this no more. They're not going to take that. They're going to whip your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I used to tell parents, you got to get them out of here. I think for you, you made the conscious decision that you got out and you didn't get caught up in the bullshit again. And we'll get to it in a minute because I know they tried. Yeah. But what was the difference between Lewisburg compared to Lompoc?
Lewisburg is in there. It's called the SMU program, and it was just barely being introduced to the federal system.
So is that mid or is that high level?
No, that's right under ADX.
Oh, okay. So that's So now that's the highest level. That's a level 4 yard then, right?
I'm going from the low to the medium to USP. Went to SMU.
Got it.
The difference between that is in there you get to see top bosses of all organized crimes.
Yeah.
Cartel members to NF to AMET to Texas Syndicate, Black Guerrilla Family, Aryan, all sorts of organized crime. Now, I think now it's just more watered down as far as they'll just send anybody to the SMU. But back then, you'd have to do something serious to get there.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you pick up any offenses? Did you get charged with any offenses while you were locked up that added time or no?
Not, well, in there they go by good time.
Yeah.
So you know, every year you get good. You know, I think out of the whole year, if you do, I think like 10 months, 11 months, the 30 days will credit to you.
Oh yeah.
But if you mess up, they'll take that good time.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, that's how I was getting.
You know what's interesting is there's no death row now.
Yeah.
Right. So, dude, they have death row people walking the main line, bro.
Yeah.
And guess what? One of the most hard-hitting white boys from this area, he just shanked somebody in the joint because he should be on death row and he's not. And I don't know why people don't get it, right? If you're on death row, that means they got you for killing somebody, right? And if you don't have these people locked down, and they don't even have they don't have a hole here in California anymore.
Oh,
yeah, sir. So that's another thing, right? So, dude, now you got just the most hard-hitting people out here walking a main line, and people are getting victimized left and right. It's horrible, dude.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's crazy.
How does someone end up joining a prison gang? Protection, isn't it?
Yeah. Barely protection. You really have a few choices.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna, if you run neutral, you want to do your own thing, you're basically gonna get extorted.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You're gonna get extorted.
You know what's interesting too is everybody has this thing like, hey man, I'm gonna be my own man. And I used to tell people, you can think that, but guess what? When 25 people are telling you to do something and you don't do it, you're dead.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, like we talked about, like me, I'm not in no gang, but if I got in there, I'd have to do something, right?
I got to see that, you know, where within our own people, hard-headed ones.
Yeah.
It's all about me. Like, yo, bro, like, you need to do this. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's working out. Everybody's educating themselves. You know, you got to do it. I'll do it later. You know, and you'll get so many chances.
I was going to say, strike one, strike two, strike three, you're out.
And once you get to the final, hey, man, we try to do our best. And next thing you know, he's getting butchered out of there.
Yeah.
You know, what did I, and then he yelled, what did I do? What did I do?
Yeah. Yeah, we told you.
We told you.
Yeah.
Just do the exercise.
What does being a norteño in prison actually mean?
What a norteño in prison actually means? Betterment.
Okay. Good.
Betterment.
I like to hear that.
Betterment. You know, I'm gonna state it again. You know, they push to educate yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if they say if you're gonna be a criminal, be a better criminal. If you're gonna be a family man, be a better family man. If you're gonna be a businessman, be a better businessman.
Yeah.
But better yourself. You know, learn how to read. You don't know how to read, and that's something that the teachers force you. You know how to read? No, I don't. You're gonna get a book. You're gonna read one book a day.
Yeah. Because you ain't got nothing but time.
And we got nothing but time. And when you come out, I want to hear what you read. Because I already read the book. I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
You know, and so they'll install that in you. You don't know how to write? Sit down. We're going to go to education. You're going to learn how to write. You don't know math? You know, it's betterment.
Got it.
You know, for yourself.
Tell us about the conflict with a Southerner you attacked.
Oh, man, I'll never forget that. It was in USP Lee County. I'll never forget. And even though I was in a riot, you know, I had heart. But now this is on my own. See if you have heart.
Yeah.
And this one Southerner, undercover Southerner came and, you know, he was very bragging. The big homies in Victorville, the big homies. Well, you're a Hispanic yelling that out. We're going to assume you're talking about the MA, you know?
Yeah.
And so he kept saying it and saying it and saying it. Well, the head in charge of our side was like, you know what? We had enough. You know, this guy's undercover. We don't want him here. If we let him, there's the SIS is going to bring more, and it's over for us. So they started, you know, politicking, and guess who they picked? Me.
Yeah, Birdman.
And I'll never forget, my brother Diablo says, take this radio when you get to the unit. Remember, I'm in this unit, but he lives up here, second floor. Go to his unit. As soon as they lock the doors, just start attacking. Just slice them. And don't stop until the cops get there. I said, okay. And they call yard recall. Here I come. And I'll never forget, Demon, which was in my unit, he was in charge. He had said, hey, what are you doing? He's all like, hey, man, I'm gonna. He's like, nah, come here. So he came and, made me a better weapon. And then, of course, I was waiting for him. They called dinner, and he's coming down. And next thing you know, I'm right next to him. Right next to him, and he's a little bit taller, but he senses something's not right. But he's looking and looking and looking. I said, "Ooh, my time's about to expire. I need to hurry up." And just in one movement, whack! I just sliced him. Just gave him $1.80, $1.50. His whole half of his face just came off, and I just spun, went to the unit, disposed the weapon, and he was attacked by one of our own too. So he was what's known as the bomber. Boom, just started taking off on him.
Wow.
And of course later on, we got later on in the night, probably like an hour later, of course they caught us. They took us to the SHU. I think what changed my life in that moment was when the counselor came to the cell, knocked. And he said, hey, which one of you did it? We're like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. He's like, hey, well, I don't care who did it. Let me tell you, you better thank God that he didn't die. Whoever did it, you missed him. You missed his artery by a hair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, when I heard my heart just drop. My heart dropped. And that's when I just got lost in thought.
Well, think about that, because then you could have picked up a murder inside, and dude, you'd still be there.
I'd still be there.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I said, "Oh, thank God," and I regret it. I have a lot of regrets, but yeah, that one there was a good one.
How close did you ever come to losing your life in prison?
Man, I want to say the closest was probably the riot.
Yeah.
When we were on the other side of the Southsiders.
Yeah, because the problem is, man, it when it takes off, I mean, it's just a melee, and everyone's Did you ever regret the choices that put you there?
Yes and no.
Yes, because it made you the man you are today.
It made me who I am today.
Yeah.
I was living a fast life outside.
Yeah.
Of course, drinking, smoking weed, racing, selling drugs.
Yeah.
So do I wish I could go back in time and treated high school more on the educational side, studies?
Yeah, for sure.
I wish I did, but
yeah.
That's not the reality.
Yeah. Were there moments when you wanted to give up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was our program. It was very strict.
Yeah.
Very strict. And I would talk to one of my own, and be like, no, bro. Like, you can't give up.
Yeah.
Keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. This is all gonna pass. You got a few years left.
Yeah.
No, don't do it. And that's what kept me going.
You know what? It's funny you say that. So I remember when dudes were close to getting out, they would get worried, man, that something was going to happen, and then they would get more time, right? And so then you just got to go into like this protective mode, right? And So it sounds to me like at least your homies were the people that kind of got you through those 14 years.
Yeah, they did. It was when it was time to be serious. We were all serious. But it was a lot of the times it was just fun and games between us. We didn't, we were like a brothers. How you get along with your brother, with your friends. That's how we would. Now we wouldn't we wouldn't call each other bitches or nothing like that. Yeah. No. But we would have fun in our own way.
Yeah.
So that's
you got to have some camaraderie and you got to have a way to talk in there, because to try to do 14 years and not talk to anybody, that's not realistic. And that would make you go crazy. Mm-hmm. So sounds to me your mindset really started to change after you attacked that Southerner.
Yeah.
Okay. Did someone influence you to think differently?
Yeah, it was. Well, there's two people that come to mind. It was, of course, Mondo.
Yeah.
And the first one. The second one, he's doing life now. This is an NF member. He was my Sally Bird from Salinas. You could look him up.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. He's probably like 7 feet tall, man.
Wow.
Tall, man. So he would.
That's a tall for a Hispanic dude.
He was a kid at heart.
Yeah.
But he was a stone cold. He's a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
And he was my Sally, and he would always joke around. You're little bird. I'm big bird. Remember that. But I'll never forget this one day where he's on the bottom bunk. I'm on the top. And now this is in the SMU, Lewisburg. And he said, hey, take this pamphlet and I want you to study it, And I said, put it right there. I'm reading tabloids,
Yeah.
And for some reason I get off and I go to the door. Remember, we're in the shoot and I'm reading. And he's watching me, but I watch him too. But he's reading something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's watching me. And he says, "Hey," he goes, "I want you to get up to the bunk and study that. Later." Oh,
yeah.
Should have never said that. He gets up. He says, "What'd you say?" I told him, "I'll get to it later." He goes, "Give me that." I go, "No, give me." He goes, "Give me that," and he grabs it. Now we're tussling.
Yeah.
At that moment, I knew this dude will kill you, bro.
Yeah. There are people like
that. You better relax. This dude, I knew what NF was. And at that moment, you got to obey.
Yeah.
So he took the magazine, he threw it. He goes, "Get the fuck up to the bunk and study that." Okay. So I get to the top bunk and I'm studying the pamphlet, right? He puts his stuff, probably like an hour or two later, he puts whatever he's doing down, and this guy's tall. So now he's looking at me on the top bunk, but he's like standing up. And he goes, "Are you all right?" I go, "Yeah, I'm all right." He's all like, "Are you mad at me?" I'm like, "Nah." He goes, "You are, huh?" Now he's joking, right? Now he got me to smile again, be cool. He goes, "Look, little brother." He goes, "You think I want to tell you what to do? I don't want to tell you what to do." He goes, "You know why I want you to read that pamphlet?" I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because I'm going to stay here. You're leaving."
Yeah.
He goes, "You're going to leave the SMU before me." He goes, "And I know you're going to go out here to the USP, but you never know. You might end up in a prison where you're going to have to take a hold of the keys and lead our people. It's the reason why I'm telling you, man. It's serious in here. That's why I don't like to yell at you, And man, it blew me back, right? So boom, I said, "Hey, I appreciate it, man." He goes, "Man, anytime, bro. You need help, I got you." He goes, "But I don't like you." He goes, that there what you're reading is garbage.
Yeah.
Where is that gonna get you?
Yeah.
Gossip and rumors. We don't gossip. We better ourselves. So boom, it hit me hard. Next thing you know, I end up coming out of the SMU, going to the USP Allensworth, and next thing you know, they say, "Hey, it's Mr. Santiesteban, pack up your stuff. You're going to the medium." what he said came true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So when you dropped down to the meeting, did you get the keys?
Yeah, now I'm holding the keys.
Yeah.
Until one of my other next brothers comes that's more qualified and takes over, and he did. Came and took over, right? I was the second in charge, he was the first in charge. But Bird's words came into existence. And when I look back, I'm like, man, he was right.
How did you start preparing for life after prison?
Oh, I started to, of course, not keeping myself educated. I started studying real estate, taking real estate more serious. Of course, I took some classes in there, stock trading.
Okay.
Money management, I ended up getting my GED in there.
Good man.
And that's how I prepared myself, because I knew I don't want to be here.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. A lot of the dudes in there, man, they don't do anything. Yeah. And, I think a lot of them too know they're just going to go out and get caught up back in the bullshit. But it takes somebody like you to go, I'm going to do something different.
Yeah.
And what did you learn about yourself during those years?
What did I learn myself? Man.
Well, it sounds to me you're very resilient.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Smart. I can tell by talking to you, man. You're no dummy, bro.
Yeah.
And you're very articulate. And I think that that's a testament to you, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would open a dictionary and read and pick one word, definition, and put it in several sentences. How did I use it? Every day.
Good.
Dictionary word, dictionary word, dictionary word. I'm a firm believer, God created us to be smart. We have a brain. Like, when you really look at everything, how it was made, man, somebody put thought into it.
Oh, yeah.
And brought it to life, So I always say, man, if I could do it, you could do it. But a lot of people are mentally lazy.
Well, I always say this. It's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
That's what I'm saying. Exercising the mind is hard. I could lift up a weight, pal. Oh, man, it's easy to curl. But here you go for something for the brain. I'm cool. I don't want that.
Brother, I just lived it, man. Last year, I went and got my master's degree. And I'm going to tell you something. They don't hand those out easy.
Nah.
And, dude, for a whole year, dude, it consumed my year. I mean, but I'm very proud,
of course,
that I completed the program, right? And I have a teaching credential. I have a bachelor's degree. I'm a licensed private investigator. I run this show. I'm an author. I got all these things going. But brother, you're right, man. I think there's just so many people that are like, hey, man, I can't do it. And I tell people, you've already defeating yourself by thinking that. And, if I can do it, you can do it.
Of course.
You're right.
Man.
But what is the biggest misconception people have about inmates? Because there's a lot. I think people watch too much American Me and Blood In, Blood Out, right? And
everybody gets raped.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know this. I worked at Wiley for a year. Yeah. I never saw one rape. No. And the guys that want to do that stuff, they don't last long. Or there's some guys that they're looking for that type of behavior in there.
The misconception about that is there's two things: rape and dropping the soap.
Yeah. That shit doesn't
in the
happen.
feds, your showers are private. You don't have somebody next to you. Should not.
Yeah.
It's one shower stall, another shower stall, but you got a wall and of course you're secured very well.
Same thing out here at Wiley, right? There's not no shower room. There's one shower, and man, and I'd be like, all right, Holmes, you're getting out. You go. And especially when I was working the hole, because only one dude's out at a time, right? And we had to be down there on the floor, because if not, then the guy taking the shower, he's trying to get the kite, and then you got all the rat lines and all that stuff going on. And so I used to tell dudes, look, man, get out, take your shower, right? I'm trying to come at you straight. take your shower. But if you're out here fucking around, then I'm going to lock you down, right? Just do what I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? And right, you'd rather hear it like that, right?
Right.
And but I'd be like, hey, but if you think I'm going to let you go over there and talk to your cellie or talk to your homie while he's locked down, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Just take your shower, and then we'll get you back in your cell. You want to work out? Hey, I'll let you go to the yard. Whatever you want to do, just do what I'm asking you to do.
Simple.
But you know this. Some people can't handle that. And, you know, and then we have to, a lot of times, man, we have to fight these dudes and then cuff them up and then take them up front. And I'd be like,
force, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be like, hey, dude, I'm letting you out, man, and you won't listen, right? Here's a big one. Did you forgive yourself while you were inside, or did that come later?
I want to say later.
Yeah.
Later.
Because when you're locked down, you gotta be thinking different.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I always tell people, man, in there, we study the human. That's our objective. Study the human, his patterns. You know,
correct.
That's how you're gonna predict if anything's gonna happen. And I say this because in Lee County one day, we got to witness the DC blacks, and it was the vice lords, the GDs, land folks, on each. DC's on one side and the other group on the other, right?
And is that another group? Are they from Baltimore? Where?
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Chicago. So when we see these two groups come together, stand in front of each other, we're over here on the wall, getting ready. Hey, get ready because it might go down here. When we saw these two groups part ways, all of us said, it's going down.
Yeah.
There was no handshake. No handshake. That there gave us, get ready.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we said, hey, me and, I forgot his name, we're going to go to the unit, we're going to go cook a rice bowl. We go to the unit, and we're cooking a rice bowl. Well, I'm in my cell cutting an onion, and all I heard was boom, boom. I look out. Yep, it was the two groups that we saw. They're in a riot. Now there's shanks involved.
Yeah.
And then we hear screams inside our unit. That's the other ones, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, what I saw next was I looked down to the floor and I saw a DC black dude on top of I don't know if it was a GD, vice lord or land folk, but he had a big knife and it was just like wham.
Oh yeah.
You know? And of course, I looked back out to inside the unit and all you saw was one dude getting chased, getting beat the hell up, man. You know? So I go back to say is, in there, that's what we do. We study the human, the patterns. As soon as we see something off, oh yeah, watch them.
Well, right. And I would tell you this, believe it or not, cops, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Hey, I can always say this. I can feel it before it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How hard is it to believe you can have a normal life again after that long being down? Because 14 years down, that's some time, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was, I had to adapt.
Yeah.
With society, everything was new. You know, the morning they came and got me, it was still nighttime. You could see the stars, but I couldn't believe it. But I was sad.
Yeah, because you're leaving all your homies. You're leaving the life you know.
Man, it was... Some people might say, man, F that, that's crazy. But I was so used to, so programmed to that environment.
Yeah.
That's how I knew how to survive. I mastered it. I mastered how to play chess in here. And when I was leaving, I felt sad.
Yeah, because then too, I mean, anybody would have a little bit of trepidation because, hey, now when I get out, how am I gonna make it, right?
Yeah.
And you know, when you were finally got released, what did that freedom feel like when you were finally at home and you're like, okay.
Man, it was beautiful, man. It was like, it's unreal.
Yeah.
So unreal and so institutionalized that when I got released, when they dropped us off to pick up the Greyhound bus, there's a store. I went inside the store. I had to leave the store. I felt like this is not right. Something's not right here. I felt like the cashier thought that I was stealing.
Yeah.
You know? And then I come outside, then I go back inside, then I come back out. You know?
When they were released, I mean, they how much money they give you guys?
I think it was like probably like $200 something like that.
And then you jump on the bus and then you ride it to where?
All the way to Bakersfield.
Bakersfield.
Yeah, Bakersfield.
Okay.
And people knew on the bus, hey, you just got out, huh? You know?
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah. How did you know? It was like, we know, man, we know. You know? He's like, hey, chill out. And the amazing thing is, I'm looking at this one kid and he's on a phone, just like, I'm like, what is he doing? Like, what is that in his hand? You know, which was a cell phone playing video games.
Yeah.
And somebody in there's like, dude, we need to catch you up before you get to the halfway house. So you know, good dudes, good people on the bus, you know, dude, this is what's going on. This is what's popular right now.
Yeah.
I go, what's that? He goes, that's a phone. He's like, hey, show him the phone. And he hands me the phone. I'm like, what do you do with this? You know?
Yeah.
You swipe or you press it. I'm like, oh, man, it's pretty cool. Yeah?
You know what? There's actually a term for it. It's actually the time warp.
Mm-hmm.
Because, see, when you went in 14 years later, the world has gotten so much faster.
Yeah.
Right? Technology has advanced, you know, and that's the problem, man. When dudes that are locked up,
Yeah.
I mean, think about a dude who does 35 years and gets out. Dude, the world is nothing like it was when you went in, right?
Yep.
And even your 14 years, if you think about it, you know, what was the hardest part of coming home?
Man, to starting over.
Yeah, I could see that.
Starting over.
Yeah. Did you feel accepted or were you judged?
No, I accepted because everybody would come and visit me. You
Okay.
know, people.
Were you back at home with mom and dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was stationed housed in Bakersfield, the halfway house.
Oh, got it.
But then they released
How
me.
long did you have to do at the halfway house?
I think I did probably like 3 months, 4 months, something like that.
Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff. How did you get into real estate?
Man, of course, I had mentioned I studied real estate in prison, but then I had to let it go because of the politics.
Correct.
Know? So when I'm out here, you know, I got back into the cannabis business. Did very well. Skyrocketed. Got my house, my truck, everything, you know. Got with the mother of my daughter. We had a kid. And everything was cool. Pandemic hits.
Oh, yeah.
Crashing. Arguments, stress. I'm barely making the payments money-wise, you know. I'm still in selling cannabis, you know. And it's just hard, rough. Long story short, me and the mother of my child, we separated. She sold the house. You know, I went and lived with my brother. And I was stressed out. Never had a job.
Yeah.
Never had a job.
Yeah, because, you were a drug dealer before you went in. Get out.
And I went back into the cannabis
Yeah.
business. Never had a job, so I'm stressing. I'm angry, stressed out, frustrated, just everything.
Well, yeah, man, relationship just crumbled. Yeah, man.
No money, nothing. And I'm talking to to a good friend of mine, Aaron Pacheco from Porterville. I don't know what to do, Aaron. I don't know what to do. He's all like, man, what do you feel like doing? I don't know. Like, he's all like, hey, dude, why don't you talk to Mrs. Sarah Catalina? She's with Downtown Realty. I go, and like, do what? He's like, I don't know, try real estate. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, I'll set up the meeting. Boom, he sets the meeting up. We had a meeting, I'll never forget, Starbucks in Porterville on Olive. And she comes, she's like, hey, Diego. She's all like, yeah, you want to be a realist? You can come work for me, but we need to get you a license. She goes, go to my office and talk to, forgot her name. I forgot her name, but she handles the schooling.
Yeah.
And then, she'll enroll you. And sure enough, I enroll, and I start going from Tulare to Porterville. I forgot it was Tuesday and Thursdays. Boom, faithfully. Boom, boom, boom. I passed that. Went to the sheriff's department, got my fingerprinted, ran my history, clear. Boom, sent me to Fresno. I failed the first test.
I've heard that test is not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, no.
Yeah.
Failed the first time, failed the second time. And the third time, I didn't even want to look at it no more because they give you a paper clip stapled.
Yeah.
They say, hey, do not open it in here. Open it once you're out of here.
Yeah, because they don't want people being like, what the heck, man? Yeah.
So, remember the first two times, as soon as I came out, damn. The third time, I said, I don't even want to look at it. Boom, I'm driving on the 99. And I don't know if I was talking to my mom or who I was talking to. Just look at it. Open it. And I just went like this. I just opened it barely enough. And I'm just like curious. And all I see was pass. Like I did it.
Good for you.
Call everybody. I made it. I passed. Okay, cool. So now with Downtown Realty. Now I'm moving forward with Downtown. I had probably two or four. I want to say two in escrow. They failed. And that there kind of disappointed me.
I was going to say, that's a knockdown. Yeah.
It knocked me down. I was frustrated because, I'm doing all these open houses, and nobody's coming. If they're coming, they're just taking the cookies and the water, and it's like, bro.
You know what? Here's the thing about being a realtor in this area. There's a lot of you. There's a lot of people in the realty business, and it's hard to thrive.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I am a master storyteller, and I got a story for you. Okay.
All right, let's
go. I'm going to take you back. This is probably 2001, 2002. I'm working swing shift, and that's 2 p.m. to midnight for us. It's a busy shift, bro. In fact, it's so busy that there's a lot of cops that don't make it during these shifts because you will go to 30 calls in a day.
Right.
And it becomes almost monotony, man. And plus this day was like 110-degree day. So it just now, and this, man, when it's really hot, a lot of shit kicks off. People start drinking too much. So there's a lot of people, a lot of domestic violence when it's hot.
Right. People
are pissed off. Then you add alcohol to the system, and now people are getting injured and hurt. So anyways, me and I'm going to use this guy's real name. His name's Ed. And me and Ed are on this shift. And me and him are both just busy. We are going call to call. We're going to a lot of the same calls together. This particular day, this is what we get sent to. Family disturbance at a house. That's all the information they give us, which is pretty vague, right? Because we want to know, is there pistolas? Is there fileros? Is there drogas? Is there any of this going on? None of that, right? Just family disturbance. So we're not going lights and sirens, bro, right? We're just driving the normal speed limit there. I get about 6 blocks out, and the dispatcher comes over the air, and her voice has changed. I can hear the urgency in her voice, and I can hear the stress. And after you've worked with people for years, man, you can pick up on when something's not right. And she says, stand by for updated info really quick. And I was like, I 10-4. And she says, 3-year-old drowned in an indoor jacuzzi.
Ooh.
That's it. So now I hit the lights and sirens, stomp the accelerator, and the car lurches forward because I think even the car even felt this is a real situation.
Yeah.
And I'm getting emotional telling the story. But anyways, me and Ed, we arrive about the same time. We jump out of our cars. We go running up to the door. The lady answers the door. She's a medical doctor, and this is her son, bro. But she was no longer a clinician. She was no longer a doctor. Grief had rocked her and hit her right where she lived and breathed. She was screaming in Arabic, and I couldn't understand what she was saying, but she couldn't answer questions. She couldn't think. The chaos of the situation had completely consumed her. So me and Ed grabbed this kid and we lay him down as gently as we could, thinking that tenderness could somehow revive this kid, right? So we lay him down, and he's about this long, dude, just a tiny little guy. I immediately go and start doing chest compressions. Ed is doing the breath. He's giving the kid breaths. And we're not doing this in time, bro. We're doing this in heartbeats. That's how we're measuring this. And we work on this kid for 5 minutes before fire and ambulance could get there. And I'm going to tell you, 5 minutes is a lifetime, brother.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime. And my boss shows up. My boss is standing over us, and he keeps telling us, don't stop. Keep going. But, dude, I'm doing the, and, dude, I'm starting to get winded. I'm getting tired, right? And Ed is doing the breaths. But here's something that in my heart of hearts, I already knew he was gone, right? He's blue. There's no pulse. There's no breath. There's no nothing. And I knew in my heart of hearts, I don't think this kid's going to make it. But I was not going to stop, and neither was Ed. And we kept going. And this is when I saw probably one of the most courageous things I've ever seen somebody do. And that's saying something, brother. As Ed is giving this kid breaths, the kid is aspirating vomit and partially consumed food into Ed's mouth. Okay? Most people would have recoiled. Most people would have wanted to run. Ed didn't. Ed would just do this. He would spit it out and go back. And nothing mattered to me and Ed but that kid's life. And we didn't stop. And we did this I saw this kid throw up in his mouth multiple times, brother. And Ed was a stud, okay? Finally, fire and ambulance gets there. They take over for us. Me and Ed are spiritually, physically, and mentally spent, bro.
Drained.
And we have to go work our regular shift after this, bro. Right? You got about 2 minutes. Hey, it's a bummer. Go to the next call. But at the end of the shift, we go to a critical debrief. And the fire and ambulance people are talking about how hardcore the scene was and how sad it was. Dude, I remember thinking, the fuck about me and Ed? Yeah. What about us? Yeah. Right? And so I'll tell you this. Ed went on to get in 2 officer-involved shootings where he had to shoot in people in the line of duty. He killed them both. And they were righteous shootings. And Ed handled that as a professional and had compassion and just, he was the epitome of a stud cop, right? And he deserves everything that's good in this life. Ed was more than a cop. He was a warrior. He was a partner. And he was one of the finest people that I ever had the honor to serve with.
Yeah, to me, yeah.
So, but that story sticks with me. And I think about it more than I let on. But I tell that story in this, bro. People think that law enforcement is glamorous. go do that.
Yeah.
And tell me how glamorous that is.
Hey, no, that's a fact.
And so when people, I understand not everybody likes cops, but I can tell you this. I was in so many of those situations where I was trying to save people's lives. I was successful so many times, but there were so many times that we got there and it was already too late.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to you, brother. What made you choose to be a realtor, man?
Man, I didn't really choose it. I just went with it and found. And see, the amazing thing about real estate, the majority of the real estate agents, they don't know that there's other avenues in real estate. You don't have to just focus on the on market.
Yeah.
The off market is phenomenal. What I know now is amazing. If one avenue doesn't work, which the on market is one avenue. It didn't work for me. Shifted off market. The best decision I've ever made. You know?
Good man.
And I flip land, just vacant land. That's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. Get an acre for 5, sell it for 20.
Yeah.
I keep the spread.
Good man.
Keep on going.
Good man.
And people when they see me at the gym, like, what do you do? Like, I do real estate. Well, tell me about it. And they expect me to tell them on market. I go, no.
Yeah, well, you're not dealing with houses.
I don't do houses. I deal nothing but off market deals, and it's very lucrative.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Tell me about your time with Downtown Realty. How long did that last? How long were you there?
Probably like a year.
Okay.
A year and a half, maybe.
But sounds like that's where you learned.
Yeah. Mrs. Sarah Catalina, great boss. That's why a lot of people go to her brokerage. She's very respectful.
Got it.
She's an easy person to talk to. And I gave her thanks. Thank you. Because there was a situation where I was with Downtown and I was making cold calls. Well, in this particular cold call, I called this person and I should have let it go. But because, the man in me says, no, don't let it go. Disrespect this man.
Yeah.
Because, I just, hey, excuse me, are you such and such? Yeah, what do you want? I knew it's already going. Answering me like that is like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
There's
no need for it.
Yeah. Are you interested in no, click, and he hangs up. And I got mad and I called back and now he's not answering. Well, I send him a text message, It was wrong for me.
Yeah.
It was wrong for me. Unprofessional. And what I said in the text message was very, very disrespectful,
But you got to remember, dude, you came out of a different environment.
Mm-hmm.
You lived a different life.
Yeah.
And, obviously you learned from that because, this jailhouse mannerisms have no place in the real world.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Yeah.
Right. And
So I basically told him, when you come in your house and you see your wife on the phone, that's me she's texting. And he said he found out who I was. He says, "This is you, huh?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm reporting you to the board."
No.
And I said, boom, next thing you know, Ms. Sarah Catalina's calling me. Hey, what's going on here? And I told her the truth.
Yeah.
So now I have to wait for, I already got done with it, but at that moment there, I had to wait for a real estate court hearing,
Okay.
I had to go up in front of the board, it was through Zoom. But shout out to Ms. Sarah because she stood there and batted for me.
Good.
She stood there and went hard for me,
I always say this. When you have somebody that's in your corner like that, those people are true gold.
Yeah. And hearing Mrs. Sarah, say the things, what she said, about me to the board, I knew like, oh, that's why people come to her brokerage. This lady will bat for her agents, and I apologized to her. I apologized to the board. I said, hey, man, I know it was unprofessional. At that moment there, it was just in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
You know, whatever gets handed down to me, I'm willing to accept. Whether it's keep taking my license away, a fine, whatever, I'll accept it. I'll hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
You know, and that said a lot, you know, because at the end of the day, they didn't make no decision. Never got a decision. They let it go.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it was memorable. Right?
Yeah. What did you learn there that has helped you move forward?
At downtown?
Yeah.
When you're in business, don't take everything personal.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal.
In law enforcement, you know what we say? It's show business. It ain't show friends, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Right? What made you transfer to land for you?
I remember, because remember, as I'm studying real estate to get my license, I'm studying off market too.
Yeah.
You know, two different worlds, but I'm studying at the same time. I went like a whole year, a year and a half, no music, no movies, no entertainment.
Oh,
nothing
wow.
but real estate. Working out, when you catch me working out, I'm listening to real estate.
Good man.
You know, and this is how I know that we're all smart human beings. Of course, sometimes when you watch a video or when you read a page, you don't understand it. You know, you go back and you read it again or you listen to it. So on some of the videos I didn't understand, I would go back, repeat until fourth or fifth time I listened to it, it unlocked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they meant. Okay, cool. Keep going forward. So I studied two sides. And this is why I believe in God. And listen to this one here. I remember I was struggling, right? It's not going good for the on market. 2 deals just went down the drain. The bank wasn't financing the buyers. So I'm like, what do I do? So I'm praying to God. I'm talking to God, please, you know, help me. You know, I'm in trouble. You know, my finances are going down. I get a call, and this is one seller saying, hey, will you help me sell my duplex? Oh, where is it at? In Cattleman City. Yeah. Describe it to me. Oh, it needs a little bit of work, this and that. How much are you asking for? At that time, he said $75,000. And I said, okay, cool. So I wrote it down. I said, man, what am I going to do here? Believe it or not, the next day I get another call. It's a buyer. Hey, I'm looking for an investment property. Where? In Cattleman City.
75,000.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, hey, I got a duplex. He's all like, I live here in Cattleman. When can you come? I said, this Sunday, I'll meet you over there. Went to Cattleman City. Met the seller. Hey, how you doing? I looked at the property. Hey, the buyer's coming in a little bit. Now, this is in the summertime. It's hot outside. I'm drenched in sweat. Everybody's, are you okay? You know, why are you sweating so much? He says, I'm all right. So this buyer comes, looks at the property. He says, hey, Diego, I'll give you $75,000. And I'm like, damn, I'm not making nothing. Went back. I said, okay, wait right here. Went to the seller. Hey, seller, you think you could give it to me for $70,000? You know, I'm selling it for $75,000. You know, I'm making this deal happen. Right now, he's ready to sign. And he looks at me and he says, let's do it. So I'm like, oh, $5,000. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy. And I'm like, cool. He signed one piece of paper. The seller signed my purchase and sale agreement. The buyer signs the signer agreement. Put those 2 pieces together, sent them to Chicago Title. It gets executed, and I receive my check.
Good man.
And I'm like, and of course, thank God. I thank God. And that's where I believed this is real.
Yeah.
When I started to get into land.
Good man. Was it hard for people to trust you at first?
You know what? Till this day, yes.
Okay.
To this day, because of the scams that's going on.
Yeah.
And my majority of my buyers is the Hispanic community.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll be honest with them. You know, it's okay to not trust me. I want you to not trust me, because if you were to trust me, you'll trust anybody.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to get scammed.
Yeah.
I go, but here you go. here's this information here with my escrow company. Here's her name and number. Call her and ask her, who am I? You know, you want my Facebook? Here's my Facebook. Look at me. See if there's a negative comment saying that I'm a scam artist.
Yeah.
You know, so I show them this proof. This one lady not too long ago, she was all like, I don't know. I don't really trust you. I said, I'll tell you what. Here's my notebook. All my buyers, pick one and call. She goes, this one. Call. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Hart? Hey, what's going on? Hey, Mr. Hart, I got a question. Did I sell you that piece of land? Yeah, you sold me that piece of land. Okay, here's this buyer. She was like, you're real. I said, I'm real, you know?
Well, also, too, man, reputation in anything is everything.
Yeah.
And, the fact that you're out there trying to I always say this, if you do the right stuff and you're doing it the right way and you're not out doing dirt, it's going to come back on you good, bro.
Yeah.
But you're right. How do you deal with people who only see you for your past? You probably don't have to even deal with any of those people anymore.
No, because honestly, I don't want to waste my time to prove to you, if you're gonna judge me off my past, then you're just not the person I need to be talking to.
100%.
I'm just gonna move past you.
Yeah.
Don't look at my past. Look at my present. Know who I am now. And a lot of people told me like, hey, you've changed a lot. You're not who you used to be. So you got to grow up sometime. I'm 44 years old. We're not kids.
What's interesting is, and for the folks at home, Marco, who was one of my former guests, he's the one that recommended Diego. And so he calls me up and he's like, hey, man, he's like, I got this dude. I know him from the gym, man. He's just got a great story, man. He's like, would you be interested? And I go, 100%. And, because really, brother, you got a great story in this. You could have let that bring you down and probably been back. But Lou, look at you, man. You're out here thriving, man. You're doing well. And that is a story worth listening to. That is a story that motivates others, right? What motivates you to stay on the right path today? My
daughter.
Good, man. Yeah.
My daughter.
We all want to give our kids better than we had, right? And
it's funny because her mother's all like, stop buying her toys. Every weekend you want to go get her a toy. I said, listen, when I was a kid, we didn't have it like that. We struggled.
Yeah.
We struggled. So if my daughter says, Bobby, I want you to take me to Target, I'm taking her to Target. At least I'm spending my money on righteous things, on memorable things.
Yeah.
To me, I'm a firm believer. The real riches in life is not the materialistic things.
It's not, brother.
The real riches in life is when you see your kid smile, when you say, hey, baby, like, here's a toy.
Yeah.
Or here's something, That's to me, that's the real riches.
It is. And, man, I got a 20-year-old daughter, man. And some of the best times we have are just going and grabbing lunch or just going and driving around and just BSing in a car together. And, man, because I didn't have that growing up, man. So, yeah, man, your daughter's going to remember all this stuff.
Yeah.
How important is discipline now compared to before?
Oh, man, it's extremely important.
Yeah.
Like before prison, lazy, waking up at 2 p.m. I didn't like the mornings.
Yeah.
I was what would you consider now a night crawler.
Yeah.
Just staying up all night and sleeping all day. Now, 5 a.m, like clockwork. Boom. Wake up, Folgers, cup of coffee, start my day. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, the thing about it is just in the short time that I've talked to you, a couple of things. I can tell that you're committed. I can tell you're disciplined. And I can tell that you're all in on what you're doing. Dude, it's like even when I teach and tell these kids, I'm like, hey, bro, you got to commit. Whatever it is, you got to commit.
That's 100%.
Why is the gym such a big part of your life?
It's therapy to me.
Yeah.
It's therapy to me. I need it.
Yeah.
You know, it has helped me a lot, you know, health-wise too.
Yeah.
You know, before I went into prison, I was like a chunky kid, fat kid, you know. But I think if it wasn't for working out or exercise or the gym, I'd probably have diabetes.
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably be like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, so gym.
Well, you look like you're in shape.
Yeah. Gym is very important to me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
How did becoming a father change you?
Man, just holding my daughter in my hand when she was first born, it changed me. You know, a lot of people say this. You won't know what life is until you have your own child.
100%.
You're out here, you know, being a womanizer, doing drugs. Wait till you see you hold your kid, and it's like reality just kicks in. I need to stop.
Yeah.
And before I had my daughter, you know, I was single, partying every weekend. When I found out that her mother was pregnant, boom, cut everything off.
Yeah.
No more.
Are you and the mom? Are you guys cool?
Oh man,
yeah.
we're very cool. You know,
Okay.
we co-parent very well. You know. She's a good person. She's a good mother. She's about to be a RN.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Well, you clearly got her stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't hand that out easy.
Yeah, so she'll be a RN this year, November. And, you know, I always wish her the best, you know.
Do they live in Porterville? Or?
No, she lives in Delano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you live in Visalia?
Yeah,
Or where?
I live in
Okay.
Visalia,
Okay.
Yeah.
What does your daughter mean to you?
Man, that's my heart.
Yeah.
That's my heart, you know. It's words can't even describe that.
Well, you know, bro, here's the thing. Hard men. You were hard. I was hard because I had to do a lot of stuff that made me hard. And somebody recently told me something. They said this. I wish I had your strength, Jay. But I told them, no, you don't. Because you don't know the stuff I had to go through to get it. Right? And I think that translates to you very well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, but I think you are trying to change not only your life, but really, man, you're trying to be a good dad. And you know what, man? There's strength in that.
Yeah.
And stay on the path, brother.
Yeah.
Stay on the path. Does your daughter know about your past?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe once she gets old enough, I know she's gonna ask. Dad, what was life before me?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What kind of father do you want to be?
I want to be just a great father, a provider. You know,
Yeah.
even when she grows up and, you know, is on her own, I still want to be able to make things happen where, you know, if you fall, your dad got you.
Yeah.
Your dad got you. You know, you could always come to my house. You know, live in my house. I'll always say, I'll never kick you out. No.
You know what? I live that all the time, brother. My kid lives with their grandparents, right? And I've you know, she's 20 now, you know, and I've told her the same stuff. My door's always open.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm a firm believer of, you know, there's a lot of parents just give up on their kids and kick them out. It's like, I don't believe in that, you know?
Yeah.
You have to be able to come down to their mindset. We know we're smart. You know, you can't finesse us. You can't, you know, playing chess with us, we're going to win. But when it comes to problems within your kids, you know, let's get to the core. Let's have a sit. Be their friend.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a firm believer, be their friend. Don't be a father yet.
Yeah.
Just be a friend. Hear them out. What's wrong, baby? What's going on?
No, I got you.
You know?
No, 100%.
And let's get to a solution, you know? But yeah.
What hurts the most about not getting to see her every day?
Man, seeing her grow up, you know.
They grow up quick, bro.
Yeah, you know, seeing her grow up, you know, because her mother has her most of the time.
Yeah.
So, she gets to appreciate those memories,
You know what's interesting is, me and my daughter, now she's an adult, but I had to have this conversation with her one day. She goes, Dad, you're so much funner to be around now. But dude, man, I'm out here chasing bad guys for 25 years, bro. So I missed birthdays. I missed Christmases. I missed all that shit, right? Because what am I doing? I'm out chasing knuckleheads, right? And, now I my kid calls me, man. I answer, we talk, we go to lunch, we hang out. And, I told her one day, I said, my family's very small. My dad's deceased. My mother has dementia. So really my family is me and my wife. And then my wife has a big, a large Hispanic family. Mm-hmm. So I married into a large family, which is great, man. But, I try to be the best dad I can be, because for a lot of years I wasn't.
No.
You know what I mean? Because I was out there, and here's the problem with law enforcement. They're not asking you. They're telling you.
Yeah.
Get your ass out there and get to work.
I not to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I believe, law enforcement doesn't get enough, respect.
100%.
I believe we need law enforcement.
We do.
Some people don't understand that. They, and I look on social media. Why do you get disrespectful? He's doing his job.
Yeah, but bro, here's the thing. I think society at large has changed. The thinking has changed, right? And I was blessed with something a lot of cops don't have. It's called a personality, bro, right? I can talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. But man, bro, there were so many days, man, people want to talk shit, and then people want to come up on us, and then they were shocked, man, when I'm taking them to the ground, man, because I was like, hey, look, I'm not going to let you stab me in the neck just because I don't want to offend you, right? And, and then also too, man, now there's this whole racial stuff going on, man. I used to tell people this: I do not care what color you are. You know what I'm racist against? Crime.
Yeah.
I'm racist against crime. Mm-hmm. And people would be like, because, man, Tulare County, man, we're 60% Hispanic, bro.
Yeah.
Right? My daughter's half Hispanic. Right. And so, like, for me, I don't care what color people are, but every time we would lock somebody up, oh, you're only messing with me because I'm Mexican, or you're only messing with me because I'm black, right? And I'd be like, hey, you know what? Come on, man.
That's the ignorant of those people.
100%. And, it's like, I always tell people this: let me treat you with dignity and respect. Will you let us do that? Right? That's coming at people straight, right?
That's a good test move.
But a lot of people, man, if you tell them that, then they take that as weakness, and then they want to get all fired up. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. If you're out here stealing from a store or breaking into your car or your house and I catch you, I'm going to say you stole. I don't care what color it is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think prison made you appreciate family more?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because the only person that was, I hurt the most at that time was, my family, but my mom.
Yeah.
My mom would worry.
Yeah.
And even though I would tell her, like, Mom, it's cool. Don't worry about me. Man, it's easy. It's easy. She would still worry.
Oh, who wouldn't? Yeah. Especially, man, then you're getting moved from different joints.
Why are you getting moved? Why can't we go see you? What's going on? And we haven't touched on this, but and this is, man, a so serious moment for me at this point. I'm in Oklahoma, El Reno. This is, in Allensworth, Medium. And the case manager comes and says, hey, Santiesteban, come see me when they unlock the doors. I said, oh, I'm getting transferred. That's what I want. So they unlock the doors and I go to the case manager. And when he unlocks the door, he walks but doesn't stay on my side. He walks him back of his desk. I was like, this is odd. Why is he going? He never does this. He goes, hey, I have something to tell you. I said, what's going on? He's all like, you need to call you. Something happened with your family. I said, well, what happened? He goes, there's the phone. Call your family. My little brother answers, hey, what's up, bro? I said, hey, what's going on? Now, mind you, I got my phone privileges taken away. So I haven't called home in a while. So I'm thinking, okay, they're calling the prison because they want to hear from me. Well, what's going on? My brother was like, cool, like nothing.
You didn't have no cell phone in your cell, man?
I wish. Nah. So he goes, no, everything's cool. He goes, hey, here's my brother, Vic. What's up, bro? He's all like, hey, what's going on? Nothing, what's going on? Everything good at the house? He's all like, I got something to tell you. I go, what's going on? He goes, your brother Fernando passed away.
Younger than you?
1 year older than me.
1 year older.
Yeah, okay. This is when I was probably like 30. And it didn't hit me. I said, oh, okay, cool. He goes, hey, he passed away fast. He's at rest now. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. All right, bro. Well, stay up, everything. All right, cool. Hung up. And I looked at the case manager. I said, he goes, I'm sorry, man. The case manager told me, I'm sorry, Diego. I told case manager, when are you going to transfer me, man? He goes, I'm going to get on it ASAP. All right. Went back to the cell. There was nobody in the cell at this point, and I just looked out the window, put my head down, and I just started crying.
Oh, yeah.
Crying for
How did he pass?
Huh?
What?
Accident at the Porterville and Terra Bella.
Okay.
So I'm just crying in the cell, right, for probably like a minute or two. And then I just wiped the tears. I gotta control myself, this is serious. Cool. Went back out. Probably the next day, I was just lost in thought. Just lost. I couldn't believe it. And I'll never forget one of my brothers were like, hey, bro, look, I'm going to lead the house. You just take time. Take time, do you, bro. My condolences. I said, that's cool, bro. And I just would go out to the yard and just look at the sky for like a whole month. Just lost. I couldn't, And then by the second month, boom, just snapped back to reality. I said, okay, enough is enough. I got to get back to...
Got it.
Yeah. But that was a hard time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you the man today that you wish your younger self had been?
Yeah. 100%.
I can tell.
100%, man. 100%.
What kind of life do you want your daughter to have?
What kind of life I want my daughter to have? I want her to have a good life. However, I want her to learn the principles, the values of life.
Yeah.
Morals, principles, and values.
Yeah. Be a good person.
Be a good person. Have integrity.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of this world, but also know how to maneuver in this world. Because this world is cold.
Oh, yeah.
It will eat you and spit you out.
For sure.
So I want her, I'm a teach her those values.
Good. What do you want her to learn from your story?
Don't get in crime.
Yeah.
Don't do crime.
Yeah.
If somebody tells you to do something and you know it's wrong, don't do it.
Bro, you know how many times people try to get me caught up?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, even as a cop, people I grew up with, and I have to tell them, hey man, Charlie, I can't get involved in this.
I'm wondering
bullshit.
if you're gonna ask me that question.
Yeah.
Because if not, I could tell you right now. Because you know how you said people try to get you caught up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, when I got out, right, and I remember I told you this. When I got out, I got a phone call, from Flaco from Sonora, right. And he was with me in Lee County, but he was a paisa. Now, this dude wrote cartel status, Now he's doing it big at this time, And he calls me out of nowhere, man, and I'm like, my mom says, hey, there's a Flaco on the phone. And I knew who it was. Hey, what's up, brother? He's like, hey, what's up, Birdman? This and that, this and that. He's all like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? I said, man, I just got out. He goes, orale, that's good for you. He goes, hey, you want to come over here and work? And I'm like, nah, where? He goes, over here in Sonora, Mexico. And I'm like, nah, bro, I don't want to go. Like, nah, do what? He's all like, bro, I'm living the good life. I got cars, the money, come on. I go, I can't, bro. I'm on probation, pro. And he's all like, I'll tell you what. How about I put 10 birds, 10 kilos in front of your doorstep? And I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, hell no.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, bro, I'm okay. I'm cool. Look, I'm just going to get a job, bro. All right, well, you have my number. Okay, bro. Hey, good looking out for calling. Throw that number away.
Yeah.
I said, no. I said, I just got out, man. I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah. You ain't trying to go back.
Hell no.
Yeah. What does love mean to you now compared to before prison?
Ooh. I didn't have love for human when I was dealing meth.
Correct.
Prison took away love permanently.
Yeah.
When I got back out, I had to regain love again, know what it really means. And I say this because love before prison, what I meant by that was I was just greedy and all about the money.
Yeah.
And I asked God to forgive me on this one. And if I ever see her, I'm gonna apologize to her. I'll never forget that I sold meth to she went to school with me. Her name was Alma Valencia. I'll never forget. She had a newborn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's hardcore.
And I sold her meth instead of saying, nah, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a huge regret right there. Huge. It hit me hard. Prison took away love because you can't have love there.
Yeah,
for nobody.
Yeah.
You know how here, if you see somebody get shot, 911, help.
Yeah.
In there, somebody gets stabbed. You look, you keep going.
Yeah, it's none of your business. Yeah.
Rips love off. Come out after prison, I have to, okay, what's love? Find it.
Correct.
Have compassion for the human.
Yes.
Respect,
Do you believe people can truly change?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. You're living
100%. I'm living it. I'm a testimonial. We all could change because we all had, growing up. Don't do this. Don't do that. You're still doing it. And then when you grow up, I'm not doing that no more. That's change.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to the Norteño education. There's a format, and it says something that says advancement demands change.
But change is painful, bro.
Change is painful. So, in order for you to advance, you must change. You must strip your old ways, views, and thoughts.
Yeah.
Strip your old habits, acquire new ones. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer of advancement demands change. Always resort to that there.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm educating myself, man, I want to do advancement. In order for you to advance, you must change. Change what? That's something you got to figure out.
Yeah. What are you most proud of today?
What am I most proud of? One thing or two things?
Well, I was going to tell you this. You can, whatever you want, but I can tell you, I know your daughter's one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
But I was going to tell you, you should be proud of yourself,
myself,
bro.
Yeah, that's what
you should be proud of you.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, today is my first day meeting you face to face. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
How do you live with the things you did in the past? That can be hard.
Yeah, how do I live? I just ask God for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Just ask him for forgiveness because I did a lot of bad.
Yeah.
I did a lot of bad, and I just want to let people know, there's a better life out there for you.
There is, but you got to be willing to. You got to be willing to put in the work.
But you got to be willing to put in the work, though. And whenever you're lost, just seek God.
Yeah.
Ask him. He'll hear you. And I just want to give a little quick testimony. And this has to do with real estate. So I get another phone call. And this is an old man, Art. He goes, hey, I only have 10,000. Can you find me an acre? And I'm looking at him like, there's no acre for 10,000. But something in my head is saying, open the computer right now. And I open it and I go to realtor.com, and sure enough, an acre for 6. I'm like, but I knew that was God's work right there.
Yeah.
Because I was about to hang up. No, I'm sorry, I can't. Something said, open the computer right now, go to Realtor. Go boom.
Well, you know what, man? And that's a testament, bro, that, you know what, your thinking is changing for the better, right? Do you think prison helped you, hurt you, or both?
I want to say it hurt me and it helped me.
Yeah. Yeah, so a little bit of both. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Okay. What would people be surprised to learn about you?
Man, just how much I've changed, the knowledge that I acquired.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people say you should come out with a book.
Yeah, you should. You got a great story, bro.
A lot of people say, teach me what you know in real estate. How did you? They're just mind blown. How could you cold call now so easy?
Well, and I think for you, brother, the best thing you can do is help that next person.
Yeah.
Who then helps that next person. Always pay it forward, brother.
Yeah.
And it will come back to you in spades, dude. In spades, man. What was the moment you felt the strongest?
Man, the moment I felt the strongest?
Probably right now, I would think, maybe. Right?
I want to say, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing that whatever you put your mind to, like, you could break that door open.
Big time. What does redemption mean to you?
What does redemption mean to me? I don't know.
I think looking at you, bro, you are redemption. You're living it, bro. Because guess what, dude? You went through that time, came out, and you've transformed your life into a positive way. Dude, that right there, dude, that is redemption, dude.
Yeah.
That's, you have changed, and for the better, brother. And sadly enough, a lot of your compadres didn't.
Yeah.
And a lot of dudes, I'm sure, got out, got caught up in another case, and are now back in the joint.
Yeah, and it's true.
Yeah, and do you ever feel like you got a second chance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a second chance at life, at freedom.
Yeah.
To accomplish what I should accomplish when I was in junior high and high school.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go back and tell people, like, if I would have took a different path and studied, I think I would have been a multimillionaire now.
Yeah. Good man.
But the reality is that's what it is right now.
Yeah. What would you say to young guys heading down that road that you went down that got you caught up?
Man, what would I say to them? And I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Know what you're getting yourself into. Is this something you really want to go down? Because at the other end of that door, right there on the other side, it's politics right there.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready, then go get a job.
Yeah.
Go get a job, be a family man.
Yeah.
If it's so easy for people to do crime. People love to do crime. Not everybody, but those that love to do crime, I just don't understand when they go to prison, they start complaining and crying.
I can tell you this. I mean, think about probably 2 or 3 of the most popular prison movies ever made. All right. Think about American Me.
Yeah.
Okay. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about Edward James Olmos, right?
Yeah.
He's the shot caller. What happens at the end? They stab him and kill him, right? Think about, even, Blood In, Blood Out, right? And Miklo.
Same
Yeah,
thing,
I mean, Miklo ends up spending the rest of his life in prison. Right? And there is something in that message that I think just people lose sight of because they never end well, right? It's like, dude, prison is not fun. However, if you get caught up thinking you're going to be Tony Montana or you're going to be, some big shot caller, you're probably not. And you're probably going to end up getting shanked or shot or whatever, or somebody's going to flip on you. And Jesus Christ, I mean, it's that world of deception is what it is.
Exactly.
How fast can one bad decision change your life?
A snap of a finger.
Yeah.
A snap of a finger, man.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Boom.
What should people understand about the reality of prison?
That it's real.
Yeah.
It's real. It's real. And you're nobody to change the politics that's been established for many years in there.
Oh, I know. You know what? I had to work a case recently. Some dude thought he was going to revolutionize the prison system, and I was like, dude, just shut up and work your case, dude. What are you doing, dude? You're not going to fix how it's been forever. It's just not going to happen, right?
And something to add, the reality also is you might not make it out.
Correct.
You might stay there forever, or you might come out in a body bag.
Well, this particular dude, he represented himself pro per, and they dropped 50 on him.
Oh, man.
How hard is it to start over with a felony record?
You know what? That's a good question. It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's about how you present yourself to the person that holds the title to give you access to get a job.
Yeah.
It's how you present yourself.
Well, and that's, I think, is what separates you from a lot of people. You present yourself well. You're very articulate. Like even today, dude, you as you're walking up, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and I'm like, honestly, this is what I thought of you right when I saw you. You look squared away, dude. Right?
Yeah.
People don't realize it. Do looks matter? They do matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They do. Right? If you don't know how to talk and you don't care about your how you look, it shows. And if you don't care, other people are not going to care.
Exactly. So it goes exactly what I just said. It's how you present yourself to that person that holds authority to give you a job.
Big
so
time.
It's not hard.
I agree.
If I come in here with looking like a cholo gangster and hairnet, are you gonna take me serious?
No,
probably not. 9 times out of 10, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So you have to change, man. You gotta change.
No, I agree. What keeps you focused today, brother?
What keeps me focused today, man? My daughter.
Good man.
My daughter.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, in 10 years? Oh, that's a good one right there. I see myself.
Because you're 44?
44.
See, in 10 years, you're going to be me, baby. I'm 55.
Okay,
I'm
looking
50,
clean.
I'm 55 right now, brother. You know what I mean?
But you know something to touch on that? You don't look your age. It's about, you could tell you taking care of yourself. That's
Big
important.
It
Take
is.
care of yourself.
You know what, man? My wife is 8 years younger than me, right? And that's another thing, she gets me out of my comfort zone. And I get to do a lot of stuff that I didn't get to do back. I'm living my best life, bro, at 55 years old. Dude, me and my wife, dude, we don't argue at home. I don't got drama. Man, I got a beautiful wife that treats me good. She gets up every day. She works her tail off. Man, I am truly truly blessed.
Yeah.
Dude,
See, to answer your question though, where do I see myself 10 years? I wouldn't mind, just talking to the youth.
Dude, I think you would be very good at that because you do. You don't present that jailhouse mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You speak like a businessman, and I think you could help. Even if you only helped one, dude, it's worth it, brother. What kind of legacy do you want to leave?
Man, a legacy where this man went from nothing to crime to being successful.
Yes.
That if he could do it, if I could do it, you could do it.
I agree. What does success mean to you now?
Success, man, success, just something beautiful, something wonderful, And it doesn't, success, I'm not going to mean it to financially.
Yeah.
Success meaning, wow, I made it out of prison. I got my daughter. That's a success right there.
It is a success, brother.
So you can look at success in many different ways, not just
I agree.
Money.
I agree.
Nah, man.
If your life was a message, what would it say?
If my life was a message, what would it say? Resilient.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree to that.
And people might not know what that means is bouncing back in life.
Yes. Yeah.
Bouncing back in life.
What do you want people to remember after hearing your story today?
I want people to remember that, life is not easy.
Yeah.
Life was never meant to be easy. But what you make of it is what you get out of it.
Yeah.
If you put in that work, you'll be blessed, And just because, you're having it rough doesn't mean that nobody else is having it rough. There's millions of people having it rough. And one thing that I always go back and tell people, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you heard this, but a lot of people heard it, but they said, God said, everybody stop. Throw your problems on the ground. Now pick your problems up. The next person took your problems, but you took his. So his is worse than yours. Yeah. Now you're like, no, I want my problems back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just think of it like that, man. Like if people were to throw their problems, just appreciate life and appreciate God that you're in a better position than somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I look at guys that are my age, bro. Some of them got serious health issues. Some of them are alone. I mean, I got cops I used to work with, man. I run into some of these guys. They're depressed. They're drinking too much. They're doing, life's not good. Dude, I'm living my best life. Man, look at me, dude. I'm running a podcast, bro. Exactly. You're right, dude? I mean, it's like, it's all about having a good attitude. Exactly. And you know what? And wherever I go, I try to show people love. That's what I try to do, man. And, all right, we're going to transition. We're going to go to a lightning round.
All right, let's go.
Quick answers, right?
All right, let's go.
All right. First fight you ever got in, who won?
Oh, first fight I ever got into it, in prison or out?
Out.
You know what? The only fight I had was with a friend of mine. He won.
Okay. First time you got high, how old were you?
13.
Okay. Ever thought you were going to die in prison?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Hardest day of your 14 years?
Hardest day of my 14 years. I think USP Lee County at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worst thing you saw behind bars?
Worst thing I saw behind bars.
Sure, you saw a lot of people killed.
Yeah, it was this guy was faithful to Hitler. I don't know what you call them.
Like Aryan Brotherhood?
Yeah, kind of like swastika. He was
into
a Jewish old man came, and he took him to the yard.
He took off on an old man.
Yeah, he took him to the yard and told the old man, "Hey, look, this is how you do push-ups." So he did push-ups, and the old man was the old man's turn. When the old man did it, he grabbed a bocce ball, cracked it over his head, killed him.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Did prison make you colder?
In there, yes. Out here, no.
Got it. You kind of answered this one. Did you trust anyone inside?
No.
Yeah. What scares you more, prison or freedom?
Prison.
Yeah. One decision that changed everything.
One decision that changed everything. Oh, I think for the good or for the bad?
For the good.
Oh, for the good, real estate.
Yeah. Did you ever feel forgotten?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would probably be a tough one.
Yeah.
Did anger keep you alive?
Yes, in prison.
Yeah. Did hate ever control you?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever think about running when you were free?
No.
Okay. What was harder, going in or getting out?
I think getting out.
Yeah. Did prison make you a better man or just a harder one?
Oh, in a sense, I mean, when you say hard, like colder or like
Well, yeah.
or when obstacles come my way, break through them.
Yeah. I think, the obstacles. I could see you breaking through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me better and it made me harder.
Got it. Did you ever feel like the system wanted you to fail?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I always say this. I think parole sets people up to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, my PO, he was an asshole.
Yeah.
He was an asshole. Yeah.
It's like, we would go, like one of my partners in the gang unit was a parole agent.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, we would go to the, people's homes, dude. And when you're on parole, dude, you can't say no. We go in the house. Dude, we would go in those rooms, dude. They would have the Welga bird up on the wall. And, the pistola underneath the mattress. And then we're hooking them up. And I'd be like, dude, you knew we were coming. What the hell? You know what I mean? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
But then they're pissed off at us, Who did you miss the most inside?
My mom.
Yeah. Who disappointed you the most in life?
Friends.
Yeah. Did you ever disappoint yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. What hurts more, regret or memories?
Regret.
Yeah. Ever feel like you don't belong in the normal world? I'm sure initially, but probably not now. Yeah. Do people look at you different when they hear your story?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I can tell you something, man. You're looking at a 25-year veteran police officer. And I think you got such a good story, brother. And never be ashamed of your story.
No.
You know what I mean? If you were out here doing dirt, well, obviously I wouldn't have you in here. But I just think that you are, I think you're where you need to be, bro. Do you forgive the younger version of yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think some people are built for trouble?
I want to say yeah.
I was born to protect others.
Yeah.
Were you ever addicted to the lifestyle that got you locked up?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Was the money worth it?
No.
No, it never is. Did prison teach you discipline or fear?
Discipline.
Yeah. You ever wake up still thinking that you're locked up?
Man, I have dreams.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. What sounds remind you of prison?
Oh, when I watch social media or stuff like that, and I see the inmates, and this just takes me back. The keys, the slamming of the doors, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
What smell reminds you of prison? Top ramen.
Yeah. Yeah, top ramen. Matter of fact, I still eat top ramen. I still make it like I used to.
Do you still have prison instincts?
Yeah.
You'll always have those.
Always.
Yeah.
100%.
Harder to trust people now or before?
Now.
Yeah. What keeps you from, well, we already went down that road. Who are you trying to prove wrong?
Nobody.
Okay.
I came to a conclusion. You know,
Yeah.
to nobody.
Got it. Who are you trying to make proud?
My daughter.
Yeah. What would your daughter never understand about your life?
Well, my daughter, say that again?
Yeah. What would she never understand about your life? Because she's never going to be exposed to these things.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You know, I think your upbringing probably had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the upbringing.
And then, you know, she's never going to have to experience that stuff,
No.
dude. Right? You know,
Yeah, it's the upbringing, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. What's the one thing prison can't take from a man?
For me, it's my integrity,
Yeah.
you know, my resilience,
Yeah.
you know, because, like I said, prison released me. They thought I would be back.
Yeah.
Haven't been back since.
Good man. What's the one thing prison never gives back?
Man, time.
Time. Yeah. Time. Last but not least, right now, are you at peace?
Yes.
Yeah.
100% at peace, man.
You know what, man? I can feel that from you. And I can tell when people aren't. One of my gifts is I read people very well. And from the time you've sat down, the whole time, you've been at peace.
Yeah.
And I can feel that from you. I got a quote for you, and I want to read it to you. A man is not defined by his years he lost behind the bars, but by the strength it takes to walk back into the world, build something honest with his own hands, and prove that redemption is not given, it is earned, one disciplined day at a time.
Facts. 100%.
You're living that, brother.
Yeah.
You're living that.
100%, my man.
Well, brother, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I don't know if you realize it, man. We've been talking 3 hours, dog. Right?
And it goes fast.
Yeah, it
And
does.
goes fast.
It does.
Yeah.
And, I was going to tell you, Marco called me about your story. And I love your story because it's truly, it's one of redemption. And I think you're doing good things. I wish you nothing but success.
Appreciate that.
And I wish your daughter nothing but health and happiness.
Appreciate that.
And it's been an honor to have you on this show, man. And if you ever want to come back, answer is yes, brother. And you got just a phenomenal story. Before we wrap up, is there anything you would like to say?
Yeah, for all of those that struggle in life, don't give up. Don't give up, man. There's we all go through the storms. But my main message is, man, seek God. You don't have to, carry the Bible around, or go to church every Sunday, but man, just talk to him.
Yeah.
Believe me, he's real. Every morning I talk to him and I talk to him like a friend, and this is another testimony. I told my mom, you know what I want to do? Not only make it in real estate, but I want to speak. I want to talk to the masses, my life story. And God doesn't answer your prayers from one day to another. It just takes time.
And he doesn't answer them in the way that you
Yeah.
think he's going to.
So I told my mom, I want to be on stage just with a microphone, thousands of people. But you know what? I believe this was it right here.
Yes.
This right here.
Yeah.
You know? So what I tell the people is whenever you're struggling, just talk to God.
Yeah.
Talk to him. Tell him how you really feel. Tell him what you need. Not what you want, what you need. You know, and he'll answer your prayers. We all been through the struggles. We all go through the storms. But man, what happens when it rains? The sun comes out.
Yeah.
Just think of life like that.
Yeah.
You know? And achieving, believe when you believe, you achieve.
Yeah.
You know? And don't be so egotistical. Don't let pride get in. You
Yeah.
need help, ask.
I always say this, bro. Pride's one of them 7 deadlies, man.
Yeah.
And it does. It takes a lot of people down, man.
So just ask. It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
You know? But, you know, we're all smart. Put that work in. Put that mind workout in, you know? And you'll see how doors start to open.
I agree.
You know? But for those of you that want to seek crime, just know what's on the other side of that door.
Yeah.
And you better man up, you know, and take whatever comes after that.
Well, we always used to tell people, if you can't do the time, then
Don't
don't
do
do
the
the
crime.
crime, man. Because you know what, it's all fun and games until they slam that cell door shut.
And it's okay to get a job. You know, don't let the masses say it's
Yeah.
not cool to go to school. It's not cool to get a job. No, it's okay. You know, I'll respect you more when I see you taking care of your family, take care of your kids, give them the life that you don't have, feed them, pay your bills, pay your child support. You know, but but do it,
Yeah.
do it.
I agree.
Then that's all I gotta say, man.
I got
You
it,
know?
man. Well, Diego, man, you did a phenomenal job.
Appreciate
and
that.
I wish you nothing, man, but success, brother. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I'll have a new guest next week. And I'll leave you with my quote I always leave you with, which is good luck, God bless, and Godspeed, and keep watching.